thankfully not seriously injured.
1-2 the count. 4-0 Atlanta, our score. Little chopper. It's going to be a tough play for Shipley. In goes the throws. Good play. Got him, and the inning is over. Hit it a little harder than I hoped, and Shipley was able to throw him out. But a run on 2 hits. No errors, 2 left. Bottom of the 8th. Your score: Atlanta 4, San Diego nothing.
Atlanta Braves baseball brought to you by Citgo. Just get up and go. Citgo says go. And by the 1996 Lincoln and Mercury automobiles.
I don't know, but it's been said, athlete's foot's as good as dead. Mighty Mike.
Not cooling action.
Mighty Mike. Acts on contact, this I know, cause that single tells me so. Mighty Mike. New Mighty Mike. Stop the itch and cools the burn. Penetrates to kill the germ. Athlete's foot, don't let it win. Stamp it out with Micah 10.
Introducing the VersaPack cordless rubber and broom with interchangeable batteries from Black & Decker. Because there's nothing more rewarding than a job well done.
Goodyear revolutionized wet traction design with AquaTread. Now, Goodyear introduces InfiniTread, the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. The new all-season InfiniTread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
Delayed gratification. Work now, save now. Welcome to reality. Nobody can afford to let their money get lazy. So are you making the best investments now to get ready for later? Janus can help. Get the Janus IRA Planning Kit. It's free. It's a smart thing you can do now, because later will be here sooner than you think. Start to think big. Janus Funds.
Jerome Walton enters the game to play left field defensively for Atlanta, and I know some fans have said, yeah, if he'd have been in there an inning ago, he'd have caught that ball. Well, maybe he would have, maybe he wouldn't have, but you want Klesko to have as many at-bats as you can get. He leads the league in homing. So I don't think you can, well, you can second-guess that move, not making it an inning earlier, but no. Craig Shipley leads off the bottom of the 8th. And the count evens at 1-1.
Well, you're pretty smart if you know that Tony Gwynn's going to hit one to the left field corner, so I better put somebody in there.
The 1-1 pitch. High ball foul. Justice gives chase, but he has no play. It's in the seats. 1-2 the count. No-hitter, no-hitter. John Smoltz has been marvelous today.
Back-to-back marvelous starts. He was awesome in L.A. when he beat them.
Glenn Serra of the Braves PR office, by the way, came over between innings, said he talked to the official scorer, hoping to get him to change his mind, and the scorer said, in his opinion, it would have taken extra effort to catch that ball. It would have been an above-average play, and that's why he called it the way he did, and I can't argue with him because it's the way he called it last night. I wish he'd have called it the other way, but... 2-2 the count. Shipley is struck out twice. Still 2-2. Nothing Atlanta. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Strike 3. Boy. He's still got a little left. That's 12 strikeouts for John.
He had thrown 111 pitches entering this inning, but boy, there was a little extra on that. 93 miles an hour again. This is his 16th career effort with 10 strikeouts or more, including the last 2 starts in a row.
Catcher Brian Johnson stands in. Upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. 4-0 Atlanta, our score. Fly ball, right field. That should be easy. David pats the glove. Back 3, 4, 5 step. 2 down. And Andujar Cedeno will be the batter. Smoltz has pitched 3 2-hitters in his career. He now has a 1-hitter working. Mark Newfield moves on deck. Hit hard, but foul. Many of the fans have headed for the beaches.
Either that or they're getting in line to run the bases.
That could be it, yeah. I wish we had time. I'd head down there myself. And there'd have been 2 dogs running the bases here today.
I would miss the bus to see that.
0-2 the count. I want to congratulate you. You haven't knocked over a drink all day. Cedeno stays alive. Throw one out of the zone. He'll chase it back.
In the dirt would be perfect.
The 0-2 pitch. I'll be darned. Right off. 1-2. For 10-0 for Atlanta, 0-1-0 for San Diego. Left him a little calling card there. It's 2-2. Cedeno is struck out and popped to third. Had a good cut after that brush back pitch, but he fouled it back. He's had good fortune in his career against Smoltz, coming into the game 10 out of 31.
He's a good fastball hitter. He just has trouble making adjustments when he falls behind in the count.
Another good cut there. Still 2-2. Chased a terrible ball there. And the inning is over, and Smoltz continues to be totally dominant. That's 13 strikeouts. 1-2-3, nothing doing. We go to the 9th. Braves lead it 4-0.
Energy, 3 nights a week. Gaining momentum for the 2nd season. Reggie Miller leads the Pacers against the Pistons. The NBA on TBS, Wednesday at 8 Eastern.
You want them? TBS has them. Movies for guys who like movies. Tonight, Chuck takes a walk on the dark side to catch a killer. Hero and the Terror. Movies for guys who like movies. 7 Eastern tonight. Only on TBS.
Great beer taste. Only 70 calories. And only from Anheuser-Busch. The non-alcohol brew for any occasion.
There are sure to be a few records set during the 1996 Olympic Games. And as the official airline, Delta has already set one. Of all U.S. airlines, only Delta flies smoke-free on every flight to every city worldwide. It's not something we did to win a gold medal. We did it so you could breathe a little easier. Delta Airlines.
Well, John Smoltz's day's work is done. That hit got him out of the game. Otherwise, he'd be going for baseball immortality. And Dwight Smith will come out and hit for him.
Took a big meeting to get all that decided, too. It looked like John had talked his way into staying in the game and hitting for himself here. But I think the chief leader in charge, the head man in charge, Bobby Cox, called everybody back together and made the decision himself to go ahead and let Dwight pinch hit.
He did throw a lot of pitches. Dwight takes a strike. He didn't think much of that. It's 0-1. So Mark Wohlers will come on and finish it up. Hopefully. 1-1 the count. Smoltz was magnificent. 1-2. Dwight got his first hit of the year here last night. It's Smith, Grissom, Lemke in the ninth. Two and two. Smoltz, 8 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 13 strikeouts. He now has 29 strikeouts in 21 2/3 innings. Not too shabby. Strike 3 over Smith. That ball looked like it was a foot outside. 1 out here. Fleury's 3rd strikeout.
As we take a look at the pitch, and you're right, it looked like it curved around the plate a little bit. One of the things, when you talk to Bobby about pitchers and making changes and the fact that his starters have missed so few turns in the rotation in the last 5 years, he's always saying, he always goes back to, we're not in the business of hurting pitchers' arms. We're not in the business of worrying about complete games.
A little flare for Grissom. He gets his first hit of the day.
And while you might say, well, he should have let John finish. He had a 1-hitter going. Well, he wants John Smoltz for the long haul, and he looks at that pitch count, which is important to Bobby and Leo, and he made the call.
I'm sure, though, just like in the World Series last year with Glavine, if you've got the no-hitter, it'd be easier to convince him to keep you in there.
Oh, yeah. It'd be a different story, but unofficially, 126 pitches.
That's a lot. And that is the second most strikeouts John has ever recorded in a game. 15 in Montreal. Back on May 24th of 92. Lemke 0-1. Marked with 2 home runs today. Chipper Jones has 1, and Javi Lopez drove in a run with a single. And you can't really argue with the success, Joe. You make a good point. Some people scoff at Leo Mazzoni's throwing program between starts. But all I know is our pitchers don't miss games. By the way, Marquise Grissom, if he swipes one here, it will be his 300th career stolen base. A little tapper foul.
Here was that meeting in the dugout after the bottom of the 8th. Bobby had discussed this with John about what he was going to do, and he was calling Dwight down. He was calling Javier Lopez down. And it was almost as if John had talked him into letting him stay, and Bobby said, no, I don't think so. Get everybody down here and let's discuss this. It was obvious that it was Bobby's call, and John was out.
They got to make the tag. They do, and the inning is over. Good play by Joyner. Alert play by Cedeno to realize the situation, because they got the out at first, and when you do that, no force play is in effect, and you have to make the tag. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Mark Wohlers in from the bullpen to try to close it down with the Braves on top 4-0.
The impossible is now possible. From the makers of Krylon comes the next revolution in painting. Latex enamel in a spray. A vivid array of colors. The ease of a spray with low odor and easy cleanup. The beautiful, long-lasting finish of enamel. Introducing new Krylon Living Color. Latex enamel in a spray. The next revolution in painting.
To get the most out of this Indy car, Patrick Racing put Scott Pruitt behind the wheel.
They built a team that could get it in and out of the pitch in the blink of an eye. And they chose a battery they can depend on to get it started. The Duralast battery from AutoZone. The same Duralast you can depend on to start your car. So don't settle for anything less. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
Hey, is that what I think it is?
Yeah, it's my new Wagner power painter.
Well, can you edge with it?
Yeah, you can edge like this, or adjust it to control the paint up close. And when I'm done, I'm going to switch nozzles and stain my deck. Do a lot of other jobs I've been meaning to do.
Well, does it clean up easy?
Yeah, it's quicker than you think.
Why am I painting this by hand?
Good question. Get a Wagner.
Mark Wohler's on to pitch as we go to the ninth inning, trying to close it down for John Smoltz, who pitched as well as you can pitch. And the Braves 3 outs away from earning a split in this series. Big crowd of 45,014. Saw a heck of a ball game and a great pitching performance by John Smoltz. 13 strikeouts in 8 innings. And one hit that was well hit and frankly could have been caught. I can't argue with the scoring, but
a couple other balls hit well. One that sliced foul, and another one that was hit well by Reed that Marquise had just so happened had him played perfectly in right center. Could have been a base hit also. You can what if yourself to death. The fact remains John Smoltz was as dominating today as he's ever been for the Braves, and something to watch.
And now let's see if Wohlers can close the deal. Mark does not qualify for a save in this game. For the Braves lead by 4. But with an off day tomorrow, he can use the work in any event. Ground ball up the middle. The Pac-Man gets to it. There's the first one. Always good to get the first one in the ninth. Well, Hideo Nomo has 25 strikeouts to lead the league. Or did lead the league. Now John Smoltz does. He has 29. Andy Bennis 17, John Burkett 17, Tom Glavine 17, Greg Maddux 17, Joey Hamilton 17. Steve Finley, the batter. Fouls it away, 0-1. It's going to be a reality check for these Padres. They head for Denver after the game, where the weather is supposed to really be rough.
Well, they'll probably get there in time to watch that 8 o'clock start.
Line drive left field. That's in for a hit. Not over yet. Finley drops a hit in there. And Jody Reed, the batter. Reed hit the ball hard a couple times against Smoltz. Struck out against him once.
And look for him to try to take the ball to right center or to right field.
You want to take it. The stretch. Pitches inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Y'all caught me talking on the wrong talkback to the truck there for a minute. Thank goodness it was business. Mark wants a new baseball and gets it from Angel Hernandez. You want to get this guy because Gwynn and Joyner are next.
Right. And that's why I'm thinking that Jody Reed knows Mark throws hard. He's not going to be up there trying to pull the ball. He just wants to put it in play to the right side.
They still have King Caminiti on their bench. Finley's running. There's a strike. Nobody covered. I don't like that play myself. Now your chance of the double play is gone. The board has it 2-0, but I'm pretty sure he called that a strike. And he did, and he's trying to get him to correct it now.
Yeah, I agree.
The 1-1 pitch to Reed. A little bit low, 2 balls and a strike.
A lot of times it depends on the hitter, too. Jody Reed is a line drive type hitter, but he's not a guy that pulls the ball a lot, as I said, so you'd like his chances, like Mark Wohler's chances against him. And if you keep Finley close at first base, you might have a chance for a double play.
Three and 1. It's only a 4-run game, so this is not by any means over. And now you just got to lay one in there and hope he hits a line drive at somebody. Really, you can't afford to walk.
It's a little bit like last night's game. Padres were having a lot of fun when it boiled down to it because they only had a 4-run lead when the Braves were trying to put some things together in the later stages.
3 walks. We are asking for trouble. Here's Tony Gwynn. Here's the hit against Smoltz off Gwynn's bat.
The only hit John gave up, a pitch that he left upstairs, and Gwynn sliced it to left. Ryan Klesko had to run a mile, sunglasses down, and he had it and squeezed it right out as he crashed into the fence.
2 on, 1 out. If this guy gets on, you've got the tying run at the plate. Greg McMichael up in the Atlanta bullpen. Gwynn porks it to deep center. Grissom on the run. Glasses down. Has room. Puts it away for the second out. Finley races to third, and he'll make it easily. Well, that's a big out to get that guy, even when he hits it hard. Wally Joyner, the batter, and Caminiti moves on deck. Joyner 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts, all that against John Smoltz. 2 out in the 9th. They are on the corners. It's 4-0 Atlanta.
Mark picked up a save here a couple of nights ago, but did not pitch against Wally Joyner.
Well, he never has. Two on, 2 out. Runner goes from first. They let him go. Now you don't have the force play anymore.
Joyner has a 10-game hitting streak on the line here, too.
1 ball, no strikes. Corked into center. Grissom turns tail. He's going to get there. And the ball game is over. Mark didn't exactly fool him, but he got him out. 1 hit, no runs, no errors. 2 left. The Braves make it a 3-4 road trip, which is nothing to celebrate, but it beats the alternative, which would have been 2-5, and you got to tip your hat to John Smoltz today.
What a great effort, and for his effort, he is our AutoZone player of the game. The 1 hit allowed only 1 walk, too, and that didn't come until the 6th inning, and that broke up his perfect game. He had retired 17 in a row to that point. But congratulations to John Smoltz, our AutoZone player of the game, and we'll be back with more from Jack Murphy Stadium.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Turner Sports.
Hello again, everybody. Along with Don Sutton, Skip Carey, welcoming you to a very busy night of baseball here. That's the way the ballpark looked at 4 o'clock. People really driving fast because of Freaknik. And now you can see that the sun is out. The field has been cleared. We're going to get this game started on time. And when we do, Don Sutton, it's going to be very interesting, I think, because You've got two contrasting pitching styles tonight, that's for sure.
Yes, you do. Bob Tewksbury is going to be out there for the San Diego Padres, and I believe every manager who has a young pitcher should make him watch Tewksbury pitch. Jason Schmidt on the mound for the Braves. He's going to be a good one. Schmidt's the only pitcher on the Braves staff, the only starter who's undefeated. He's the only guy who hasn't given up a home run. He's really going to be good, and he's also been the guy in the right spot. There's usually one man in the starting rotation who gets the run support. In his first two starts, you can see he's averaged about 6 innings of starts, but he's gotten 18 runs to play with, and all 18 of those runs have come prior to the 5th inning, so right man, right start. It's also been fun watching Ryan Klesko for the last few days, so a lot of exciting things as far as the youngsters are concerned in the ball club.
Very, very small crowd here because the Hawks are playing downtown because of the convention of college youngsters here, so if you're in the area, come on over. Goodness knows there's plenty of room for you. Back with the starting lineups, the play-by-play story right after this.
Atlanta Braves Baseball, brought to you by Delta Airlines, bringing the world to Atlanta as the official airline of the 1996 Centennial Olympic Games. You'll love the way we fly. And by Aflac. Aflac covers the unexpected cost of getting well. Aflac, insuring over 38 million people worldwide.
At Michelin, we believe a tire that's just good in the rain isn't good enough. Introducing the Michelin X1 with a 6-year, unlimited mileage tread life warranty. It's the one tire that gives you better wet traction than any rain tire, plus control in any driving condition. After all, it hasn't rained that much in years. The Michelin X1.
I don't know, but it's been said, athlete's foot's as good as dead. Mighty Mike.
No cooling action.
Mighty Mike. Acts on contact, this I know, cause that single tells me so. Mighty Mike. New Mighty Mike. Stop the itch and cools the burn, penetrates to kill the germ. Athlete's foot, don't let it win, stamp it out.
I wouldn't have given you a whole lot for the chances of playing this ballgame, but here we are, and it's time for our Mickelton starting lineup. For the Padres, leading it off, it's going to be Steve Finley. Jody Reed will bat second. Ken Caminiti in the third spot. Wally Joyner to bat cleanup. Mark Newfield, a youngster off to a good start, will bat fifth. Craig Shipley is their man in right field tonight. He'll bat in the sixth spot. Luis Lopez, newly activated yesterday at short. Brad Osmus to catch and bat eighth, and Bob Tewksbury will complete the batting order for Bruce Bochy. Defensively, Bobby Cox has this lineup card. Klesko in left, Grissom in center, Justice in right. The infield has Jones at third, Belliard at short, Giovanola as at second, McGriff at first, Javi Lopez catching. And on the mound, making his fourth appearance, his third start, right-hander Jason Schmidt. 2-0 in 12 innings, a hit an inning, 14 strikeouts, 6 walks. You see the earned run average. He has not allowed a home run, and the league hitting .255 against him. Umpiring crew for Game 2 of the series will have Randy Marsh calling the balls and strikes. Mike Winters down at first, Brian Gorman at second, and the veteran Harry Wendelstad will be over at third. Sunshine here now, but boy, as you saw in our open, if you did see it, rain all day long, tornado alerts, severe thunderstorms, lightning, but right now the crowd's growing and gathering, and we're going to get this game underway. Skip, it's been fun watching Jason Schmidt. We got a little taste last year when he came up in September. You could just see from his ability that he had a chance to be a good one. I think he is one of those guys that likes not necessarily the spotlight, but he likes the responsibility of standing in the middle of that diamond.
I didn't know how the traffic would be today, so I got here very early, about 10 to 4, and went down to do the radio show with Bobby, and he was in the dugout, so I went out there, and there was Jason sitting in the dugout, dressed and ready to go, about 10 minutes to 4 o'clock, so, you know, he's pumped up. Steve Finley will lead it off against him. Finley, Reed, and Caminiti. The first three. Tony Gwynn still out of the lineup. Ricky Henderson still out of the lineup for the Padres.
I have an update on Gwynn for you a little bit later on.
Is he still here, or did he go back?
He went back to San Diego, got a cortisone shot. He has an inflamed bursa sac in that left heel.
into the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes.
I believe it was the left heel, and they said it's going to be, was it the right one? The right heel, and they said it is probably going to be 2 or 3 days before they know how it's going to react to the cortisone injection. He is going to rejoin the ball club down in Florida.
The 1-0. Right in there. It's 1-1. I'm sorry about that because I always enjoy watching him play, but that's a real break for Atlanta. Because he wears us out. He wears a lot of people out. Breaking ball. Grissom goes back. Had him played perfectly. Just shy of the track. 1 down. So Finley is retired. Jody Reed, the batter, hitting at .306 on the year. The right-hand hitter stands in. And the other baseball today, Montreal won again, 11-2. Henry Rodriguez hit 2 homers in that game. Darren Fletcher, a grand slam. Moisés Alou, a homer. Nelson Liriano, Jeff King homered for Pittsburgh. Martinez won it. Eriks lost it. In 10, the Mets beat Colorado 4-3. Todd Hundley, another home run, his 7th of the year. Andres Galarraga hit his 4th and 5th. John Franco in relief, the winner. John Habbian in relief, the loser. 1 ball, no strikes. Reed waits and takes just outside at 2-0. Cubbies lost to the Giants 8-4. Brian McRae, another homer. Scott Service hit his 5th. Gomez his 3rd. Steve Scarsoni his 1st. Barry Bonds his 6th for the winners. Gardner the winner. Bollinger the loser. 2-1 is the count to Reed. American League, Cleveland clubbed Boston again. 2-1 the final score. Boston is off to a 3-14 start. They've lost 9 out of 10 games. Jose Mesa his 4th save in that contest. McDowell the winner. Wakefield the loser. Down the right field line, Justice has him played perfectly. 2 down. The White Sox beat Oakland 8-3. Kevin Tapani won it. Todd Van Poppel lost it. Baroa hit his 5th homer, a former Brave. Phillips, 3-run shot, his 4th for Chicago. And Kansas City lost to Milwaukee 12-4. That's all the other baseball up to the minute. Ken Caminetti, the batter, and he takes down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Great friend of the Carey family, Mitzi Waits, celebrating a birthday tonight. A lovely lady. Wish we could be with her. The 1-0. Downstairs, 2-0.
Let me join the Perica family in wishing a happy birthday to Chris Scollin, too.
Downstairs, he's behind 3-0. He's got Wally Joyner next. Joyner 2 out of 2 against Schmidt in his game out there that he won, going 6 2/3 innings. They cut him loose. It's 3-1. Boy, you see more and more of that. I think a lot of managers now following the lead of Bobby Cox, seeing the great success he's had with it.
Well, he was the first to do it over and over and over, and if you're a hitter, you have to want to play with Bobby Cox's philosophy.
Caminetti upset with himself. He chased ball 4. It was up around his eyes. May have hurt himself a little bit with that swing. Payoff. Lined into left field. Let's see if Fusco can cut it off. He cuts it off. Caminetti's going to try, and he is in there with a 2-out double. He got that double right out of the batter's box because he never hesitated, ran hard from the first, had his mind made up by the time he hit the bag, never hesitated.
Pulled off the 3-0 pitch, chased one out of the strike zone, got a perfect pitch. That's a pitcher's pitch, just above the knees on the outside corner, didn't try to yank it. Pretty good play by Klesko. You hit it right on the head. If he's not hustling from the get-go, he is out at second. Good throw by Ryan, too.
So Wally Joyner stands in. A little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. This is about as small a crowd as we've had since mid-1991, isn't it?
It reminds me of the days when I used to come in with the Astros.
Oh, I remember. 2-0 the count. Tough to pitch behind, young man. Mike Morgan, who underwent off-season surgery on his pitching shoulder, begins a rehab assignment Sunday down at St. Petersburg in the Florida State League. He walked him on 4 straight, so 2-out trouble here, and Mark Newfield, the batter.
Wally Joyner's one of those hitters, Skip. You could tell him 3-0 every time you do what you want, and he wouldn't swing at many bad pitches because he's very, very selective anyway. His philosophy is to pick out a small area. If it's in it, take a shot at it. If not, he'll even take a 3-1 pitch if it's a pitcher's pitch.
Here's Newfield, good-looking young player, hitting .444, 3 homers, 3 of their 9 homers on the year. He's behind again, 1-0. So Jason fighting it a little bit in the first.
Newfield looks like his power is to right center, maybe right field. He looks a lot more comfortable hitting it right now. Center field and right field, tough sun field. There's a gap between the stands and the upper part of the roof here. Any ball hit that way is going to go right through the sunlight.
2-0 the count. Be careful now. You got yourself in a miss. Craig Shipley is on deck. They're going to give him a whirl in right field tonight. Steve Avery and Fernando Valenzuela here tomorrow, 1:10 game. Threw it right by him. 2-1. And then the Dodgers come to town. A night game Monday. Greg Maddux against Tom Candiotti. And another 1:10, a business person special on Tuesday. Tom Glavine against Chan Ho Park. The 2-1 pitch. Here it is. Tapper past the mound. Tough play, Giovanola. He's up and throwing. Just did get him, and the inning is over. So nothing doing in the first. 1 hit, no runs. No errors, 2 left. Bottom of the first. No score.
If you're sick or injured, you'll soon find expenses that major medical doesn't cover. But your family doesn't have to suffer from what's got you down. Aflac can help. Use Aflac benefits to fill the gaps that other insurance doesn't cover. You decide exactly how to use it best. Then concentrate on what's really important. Just get better.
Give me a beer. Well, let's see. We got Sycamore Smith Ale, Pale Ale, Pale Ale Dark, Pale Ale Light, Wapner's Lager, Wapner's Wheat, Honey Wheat, Light Wheat, Weedy Wheat, Hamburg Light, Dark, Dark, Amber Light.
Just give me a course.
Since 1873, original Coors, pure and simple.
Why'd you come back?
For a half hour every Sunday morning, we'll look at the world a little differently. Pro Golf Weekly, Sunday on CNN.
Frank Langella as Pharaoh. Ben Kingsley as Moses. A magnificent 2-part motion picture from TNT. Moses, seen complete in one showing, Tuesday night at 8 on TNT.
Padres come away empty. Now it's the Braves' turn. Here's the batting order. Marquise Grissom to lead it off. In the 2 spot, Ed Giovanola batting 3rd. Chipper Jones. McGriff the cleanup hitter. David Justice to follow. Ryan Klesko will be 6th. Javier Lopez 7th. Rafael Belliard 8th. And Jason Smith will complete the batting order. Defensively, Newfield in left, Finley in center, Shipley in right, Caminiti, Lopez, Reed, and Joyner the infield. Brad Osmus to catch. And making his 4th start of the year, there is Bob Tewksbury.
Pretty good control, this guy. Among active players, he's the leader in walks per 9 innings, just 1.39 per 9 innings.
Brett Saberhagen with excellent control. I don't even think it's in shouting distance of him.
He's at 1.70. Tewksbury out in New Hampshire goes to work. You might as well swing with this guy pitching.
Works in the lower part of the strike zone. Little sinking fastball, change speeds, a slurve. There's some career marks for him. He got tattooed a little bit when he was introduced to Coors Field the other night. Had a lead going out there at the end of the first of 5-0. But ended up getting banged around a little. His earned run average jumping from something like 0.6 to 4.5.
He's attended Rutgers University and St. Leo's College down in Florida. Lined into right. On the run is Shipley. Can't get it. Let's see how far Grissom can go. He'll be at least to third base. And he'll stop there. You can't hide him. They've been trying to play infielders in the outfield because of their injuries, and the ball always seems to find you. Nothing against Shipley. That's not his deal.
Slicing away from him. He was positioned right normally for Tewksbury. You got to pull him more. Grissom an inside-out swing. Had a bead on it, but came up just a little bit short. See, hindsight is 20/20. He would have been better off playing that on a short hop and holding him to a single, but you know Shipley, he's an all-out player, thought he had a shot at it, and Grissom knew he had third in a cruise.
Ed Giovanola, the batter, if he hits it to second or short, a run scores. Caminetti in at third, and Joyner in at even with a bag at first. A little squibber fielded on the bag. That doesn't get the run home, so Giovanola's out. One away for Chipper Jones. Giovanola's a pretty good hitter. He didn't show it on that particular at-bat, but he last year hit over 320 in the International League at Richmond. That was the Braves' second triple this year, by the way. Jones had the other one. He fouls this one away. Everybody jumping on the first pitch, and that's not surprising when you check out Bob Tewksbury.
Well, he's one of those guys that once he gets ahead, he keeps dividing the plate into smaller and smaller portions. He might give you something over the heart on the first pitch, but when he's ahead, if it's in the heart of the plate, it's an accident.
He's been with the Yankees, the Cubs, the Cardinals, the Rangers, and now here with San Diego. He signed as a free agent during the offseason. Had a rough year in '94 at St. Louis. 155 innings, 190 hits. Lined into center. Grissom tags. Here's the catch. He will score easily. So Chipper gets the run home, and the Braves have the lead. Sacrifice fly, his 11th RBI. Hit that ball hard.
And that's the way you're going to have to play to beat Bob Tewksbury. You're going to have to get a break. You're going to have to manufacture runs. He will not beat himself. He will trade you runs for outs early. Good breaking ball down in the strike zone, and a good job of hitting by Chipper Jones. What he didn't want to do is hit it on the ground like Eddie Giovanola did. Got it in the air, got an RBI.
Fred McGriff, the batter, he's 9 out of 30 in his career against Tewksbury, a home run included. 1 ball, no strikes. Braves got 5 in the first last night, 1 in the first this evening. Just missed. 2-0. Fred can guess here if he wants. Tewksbury 3 and 5 in his career against us. High pop. Out of play.
Last time the Braves saw him would have been 2 years ago in '94, and he had 2 complete game victories against the Braves, both of them coming right here in Atlanta.
He really learned how to pitch in St. Louis, I guess. He had a big year in the minor leagues at Louisville. 2-2 the count. After the Cubs gave up on him, he was 13 and 5 at Louisville. Came up to St. Louis. Started the '90 season at Louisville. Came to St. Louis. Was there through '94. And as we mentioned, at Texas last year. 2-2 pitch about to be made. Now Fred steps out. Joe Ursulak just hit a 2-run homer for the Marlins in the first. They lead the Dodgers 2-0.
What he was trying to do there, too, he had thrown McGriff 2 fastballs inside, and Fred McGriff had fouled them back, so he started to try to throw a slider in the same spot and get him to swing over it. Here comes a fastball. Get ready.
Downstairs. That's news. That's a 6th walk of the year. McGriff is on with 2 out. That didn't miss by much either.
But I think we're using that new strike zone on alternate days.
Yeah, you might be right. I think it's alternate umpires. I mean, some guys are conscious of it and some aren't.
And most of the veteran umpires will tell you very honestly, we have to call. You can give all the rules and all the definitions you want, but when you hunker in to call it, you've got to call what you see. And he did not see that as being high enough to be a strike.
There's a strength adjusters. Bad news for a former Brave today. Mike Kelly optioned to Indianapolis by the Cincinnati Reds. Thomas Howard comes off a medical rehab assignment down there. Mike had the job at the start of the year and was hitting about 190. He's still got all the tools if he makes enough contact, but so far he hasn't done that.
And I think one of the best things that could happen to him right now would be to go to the minor leagues because they're working on shortening his swing some. It's hard to make a dramatic adjustment at the big league level.
David started to go, held up, 1-1 the count.
Actually, for Mike Kelly, that'd be almost a complete remake.
He's got that big looping swing. The 1-1 pitch. Swung, hit hard, but right after shortstop. Lopez has it, steps on the bag, and the inning is over. The Braves get a run on 1 hit. No errors, a runner left at the end of 1. Atlanta 1, San Diego nothing.
Atlanta Braves baseball, brought to you by AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
To get the most out of this Indy car, Patrick Racing put Scott Pruitt behind the wheel. They built a team that could get it in and out of the pits in the blink of an eye. And they chose a battery they can depend on to get it started. The Duralast battery from AutoZone. The same Duralast you can depend on to start your car. So don't settle for anything less. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
I had the dream again.
Go back to sleep.
This time it was different. I was having a hearty sausage and egg biscuit. You know, big helping of eggs, sizzling sausage with savory spices. Oh, one of those incredible biscuits.
Made from scratch?
Right. But this time it only cost 99 cents.
That's not a dream. That's a deal.
There's nothing like Hardee's delicious sausage and egg biscuit. Only 99 cents for a limited time. It's all Hardee's.
Oh, mine.
When do they open?
Only 6 more hours.
Someone you don't know could have a key to your home. Now no one can steal your code. Introducing the most secure Genie ever. The Genie IntelliCode Garage Door Opener. Genie. It only obeys one master.
Skill Power Tools make such quick work of all your projects. You'll find time to get out there and work on all kinds of things. Skill Power Tools. Think of all the things you can do.
Craig Shipley leads things off here in the 2nd inning. Shipley went to the University of Alabama. Boy, they can recruit. He's from Sydney, Australia. Takes the strength, now lives in Palm Beach Gardens. The 2nd player from Australia to play in the big leagues. Joe Quinn was first.
I wonder how many official visits he got.
I would have liked to have been the recruiter on that one. Joe Quinn, by the way, played from 1884 till 1901. They didn't have the big contracts in those days, and he spent the
winter on the steamship.
No. He was a embalmer during the off season. Worked in a funeral home. The 1-2 pitch to Shipley. Fouled away again. Shipley started in the Dodgers organization, played for San Diego from 91 through 94. at Houston last year and signed as a free agent on January 5th back here in San Diego. Right off his thumbs. The count stays 1-2.
He's always put up some pretty good numbers, too, every place he's gone, but just can't find anybody who will stick with him for a while. About a 270 hitter lifetime.
Two balls, two strikes. I feel like I'm doing a golf tournament. It's so quiet here. Schmidt delivers. He stayed after him and finally got a hit to the off-field. So Shipley is aboard to start the second tying run. Here's on base, and Luis Lopez, the batter.
With a Tony Gwynn and a Merv Rettenman here, it's no surprise to see a lot of the Padre hitters hitting the ball the other way. Merv Rettenman teaches patience, and Tony Gwynn, you know, wears out every inch of real estate in the field. You see a lot of guys against the Braves. We've seen it in, what is this, our 5th game against them, or 6th game against them. Everybody, a lot of guys hitting it the opposite way.
Lopez trying to come back from a torn ligament in his right elbow that caused him to miss all of last year and start this year on the disabled list.
Was up for about 75 or 80 games in '94. Made the best of it. Those are pretty good numbers.
He had that Tommy John surgery. Tommy was the first guy to...
You never got a chance to see him after that surgery was done, did you? Early on after the surgery. Tommy would carry around a first I think it started with a rubber ball, then a baseball, then a softball to physically keep his hand open. And since then, obviously, surgery has grown by leaps and bounds the things they can do. But it was, you know, you just wanted to go over and pat him on the back and say, hey, tough luck, tough break, it's all over.
Yeah.
But he kept staying with it, but to watch him walk around with the ball in his hand just to keep his hand open so that wouldn't contract. And
a little chopper to third. Can they turn it over? One there. Two there. Villa took some punishment, but he got the ball to first base in a 5-4-3 double play. 2 out in the second. And Brad Ausmus will be the batter.
You're right, he got bumped pretty good, but Chipper Jones did a good job of getting it to him quickly, allowing him to get to the bag and get to the side of it. If he gets that throw to Giovanola a split second later, then Shipley is up one side and down the other, but he gave it to him over the bag so he could back away and get out of the direct line of fire.
Ausmus off to a slow start. He's hitting .208. Check swing there. Did he go? Yes. Mike Winters makes the call from first base. It's 0-1. Did you ever have, I know you were hurt a couple times, but did you ever have arm problems in your career?
No. I was so fortunate. The only time I had it would have been, well, in '66, I pulled a small muscle in my elbow, but in '88, playing when I shouldn't have been playing at all, anyhow, I did have a torn flexor muscle in my arm, down around the forearm.
For all those other years.
I was so fortunate.
Well, you were, but you also took care of yourself. I remember seeing you jogging when I came to the ballpark. If I had known you to wind up here, I'd have run you over. Just kidding, of course, folks.
Yeah, you just bumped me a little.
Inning is over. Schmidt records his first strikeout. 1 hit. No runs, no errors, nobody left. Bottom of the second. Braves on top, 1-0.
As the official airline of the 1996 Olympic Games, Delta is setting the pace for business travelers with an event of its own, the Around the World Relay. It's a team event, coordinating thousands of flights a day to cities throughout the world. So you can go from one plane to another, one place to another, in record time. Delta Airlines.
I don't know, but it's been said, athlete's foot's as good as dead. Mighty Mike.
Not cool in action.
Mighty Mike. the burn penetrates to kill the germ. Athlete's foot, don't let it win. Stamp it out with Mica 10.
Goodyear revolutionized wet traction design with AquaTread. Now, Goodyear introduces InfiniTread, the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. The new all-season InfiniTread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
I don't need some fancy cologne to tell me I'm a man. I use Skin Bracer. It smells great, but it also cools and tones my skin. Confidence is very sexy. Don't you think?
Original and cooling blue.
By Menon.
1-0 Braves, bottom of the second. This telecast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Atlanta National League Baseball Club, and it's intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission of the pictures or descriptions of this game without the express written consent of the Atlanta National League Baseball Club is strictly prohibited.
Brian Klesko, the league's leader in homers, leads it off. He has 8 homers, 14 RBIs, a cool .382 batting average.
Now,
Lopez Belliard in the second.
Sorry about that. If Ryan will force Tewksbury to throw strikes, he's the kind of hitter Tewksbury may not have the stuff to do some damage to him. There's the key.
Big slow curveball, he's way out in front.
Because you need to make Ryan inside conscious, and if you've got a little giddy up so you can get on his hands, then you can go the other ways, but the key is he has to swing at strike.
Came in there, Newfield a late break and can't get there. And Klesko has a cheap hit, but he'll take it. Right in on his hand, the inside out at it. He's so strong, he got enough of it to muscle it over the infield.
We talked before about everybody should watch a Tewksbury pitch. Here's a lesson right here. Even if you don't throw 95 miles an hour, you still have to pitch inside. And there's probably an 84-mile-an-hour fastball with a little cut on it that hit him right on the thumbnail. That man could pitch.
The Phillies and Cardinals are underway, and they're scoreless after an inning and a half tonight. Florida 3 in the first against the Dodgers and still batting. Lopez takes the strike, 1-1. The Rockies have announced that second baseman Eric Young will complete his minor league rehab assignment and join the team Monday. Greg Swindell goes on the 15-day disabled list down in Houston. Left groin muscle problem. Double play ball. Whoop. Not so. Klesko is going to try to come over, and Newfield's throw. He's in there. See how they score it. Caminetti, an outstanding defensive third baseman, but this is a boot. And so far, you'd have to say that Mr. Tewksbury hadn't gotten any breaks.
Probably got to be an error. Ground ball. Tricky hop right over his glove. He didn't even lay leather on it. Newfield does him a favor here. Good hustle by Klesko. The play's in front of him, so he knows he knows exactly where the ball is, but Newfield came up, took a little time, and threw off the wrong foot. That's why he didn't get any more on the throw to third than he did.
Rafael Belliard, the battery's 2 out of 8 in his career against Bob Tewksbury. Infield back, they'll sacrifice yet another run for a chance at a double play, except on the corners, they're even with the bag. 1 ball, no strikes. Jimmy Williams runs through the signs at third base. One and one. First and third, nobody out, second inning. Angels have purchased the contract of pitcher Jason Grimsley from Vancouver. Well, he's been around a while. Oh. 2-1 the count.
And a few different places, too.
They don't play Belliard around toward right field nearly as much as most teams do. Might be Tewksbury.
Yeah, having Tewksbury there, he's going to pitch down. Normally, you pull more pitches down than you do pitches up, and you hit more pitches up the other way.
Double play ball. A run will score out there. Out there. So no RBI, but the Braves get the run. And it's 2-0. If you're just learning to keep score, when you hit into a double play and a run score, you should get no RBI. If there's a runner at third, nobody at first, and you ground out and a run scores, you do get an RBI. Jason Schmidt, the batter, swinging bunt on the third baseline. Caminiti makes a good play this time, doesn't he? And he throws him out, and the inning is over. An unearned run for Atlanta, but they'll take it. 1 hit, 1 run, 1 error, nobody left. The end 2-0 Atlanta.
The common shark. It's powerful. It's agile. It's aggressive. And most of all, it's jealous. Presenting the new Tiger Shark. Everything else is just bait. Buy now and have no payments and no interest until July.
Before introduction, a Moen faucet is tested at least 500,000 times against leaks and drips. So it's hard to find a more reliable faucet. No matter how you look at it. Moen. Buy it for looks. Buy it for life.
Goodyear revolutionized wet traction design with AquaTread. Now, Goodyear introduces Infinitread, the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. The new all-season Infinitread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
This is Miracle Grow Extra Long-Lasting Lawn Food. That's guaranteed to keep your lawn greener longer. The secret? These time-release capsules that feed continuously for months. That's why they call it Miracle Grow Extra Long-Lasting Lawn Food.
Introducing the VersaPack cordless rubber and broom with interchangeable batteries from Black & Decker. Because there's nothing more rewarding than a job well done.
Final play of the inning, a good play on both ends. Caminiti coming up with it, but watch how Joyner shortens that throw at first. A lot of ways a first baseman can help you. One of them is digging it out of the dirt, making good throws, but that shortened that throw by just about the right amount to get Jason Schmidt.
And we go to the third inning, and pitcher Bob Tewksbury will lead it off. As a hitter, career-wise, he is 152, no homers, 16 RBIs, and 309 at-bats.
He hits them like he throws them.
Softly.
With movement.
A thinking man's pitcher. Jason Schmidt ready to go to work. He's been staked to a 2-0 lead. Downstairs, inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Don Sutton, Skip Carey with you. Pete Van Weer and Joe Simpson will join you halfway through the game. Come on, Jason. That's the pitcher hitting 2-0 the count. There's a strike. High strike he got that time. Last night at Jacobs Field, Albert Bell hit his 200th home run of his career. He reached that in just 2,890 at-bats. Only 4 players in American League history have done it in less at-bats. Babe Ruth, Harmon Killebrew, Mark McGwire, and Rocky Colavito. Major League record by Ralph Kiner, 2,537. That takes care of Tewksbury. 2 strikeouts for Schmidt, 1 away in the third.
How about that Baltimore?
Wow. 16-run inning. The half inning took 54 minutes. They had 26 runs, I think, on 15 hits in the game. And they won the game 26-7. Kent Merker lost it, but it was close when he left. I think it was 6-5 or something. Finley takes a strike.
The one thing that will come out of that ball game is that this whole year there will not be a Baltimore regular player who will ever say, pitching? I could do that.
Yeah, that's right. Did you see it? First the pitch to Finley. No. Did you see the shots of Cal Ripken? He's thinking, if I ever missed one, this should have been the one.
This is the one.
Just missed outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Florida got 3 in the first. Dodgers band in second, trailing 3-0. There's a strike at the knees. Good line fastball. Boy, he can bring it. 2-2.
Yes, he can, and with a nice, easy delivery. He throws a little bit across his body. That left foot will head a little bit toward the third baseline. But when you watch the follow-through, it doesn't hamper him. It doesn't lock him up. He gets a good, smooth follow-through. Kind of delivery that taxes the big muscles and not the little ones.
Fouled away. It's still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Finley flied to deep center his first time.
I think sometimes we categorize pitchers and their little sayings that we have, like bend your back. Well, not everybody should bend their back when they pitched. When they were pitching, Jason Schmidt is one that the more he bends his back, the more he's going to get it down in the strike zone.
Sharply hit but foul. It's 2-2. How about those Red Sox? They've lost 9 out of 10. They're 3-14.
Boy, when we saw them this spring, I thought they're going to score a lot of runs, but they're going to give up some too.
I mean, it's far too early for Red Sox fans to give up on them, but we got a lot of ground to make up now. Sharply hit, but the pack right through Belliard. Can you believe it? He may get 2 out of it. Finley thinks about it, but stays where he is. That's got to be a boot. E6. You don't see that often.
Be interested on the replay to see if that caught the back lip of the infield grass, because it looked like it skidded. He was expecting it to come up to him. Watch that ball. See it skid. Goes right under his glove. He was expecting a bounce, and he didn't get it.
So a runner at first with 1 out. Bad news for the Dodgers. Their left fielder, Billy Ashley, left the game with a strained right hamstring down in Florida. Jody Reed is the batter, and he hits a ground ball headed for right field. Great play, Giovanola. Highway robbery, 2 out. He took a base hit away with a diving stop. Oh, that changes the inning around. Instead of runners at first and third and 1 out, runner at second with 2 out.
This will be a This Week in Baseball play. Every time you dive for the ball doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get it unless you time it right. He dove more toward right field than he did to first base, quickly to his feet. That's just half the equation there. What's the good throw, too? Got him by plenty.
Caminetti, the batter. He doubled to left his first time. Runner in scoring position, but now 2 are out. Took a little off and threw him a strike, 0-1. This Caminetti has really worked to become a good hitter. He struggled a little bit when he first came up with Houston. Breaking ball misses. 1-1.
He's going to have to work hard. If you watch his way of hitting, hands in very close and low, you have to be very strong and very quick to do that, because his first move is going to be to push the bat back before he gets it ready, and you really have to be strong to hit that way.
2 balls and a strike. Play here tomorrow against the Padres, then 2 with the Dodgers. A night game Monday, 1:10 game Tuesday. And the Braves head for San Francisco, St. Louis, and Houston. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fouled away. It's 2-2. The next homestand is a rather brief one. The Phillies come in on Friday, May the 3rd for the weekend, followed by the Rockies Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Then we go to Philadelphia for 3, and the Pirates come in for 3, the Reds over the weekend of the 17th, and then the Cubs are in town for 3 before the Braves hit the road again. 2-2, the count. Fouled away again. Again, he couldn't get around on him.
Anything middle in above the belt, he's going to have more difficulty handling. You hold your hands in close, and you have to push back. The ball that you can drive is just like the one that he hit down the left field line. He needs a little more time and a little more room to extend.
Wally Joyner would be next. They're 2 out in the inning. Just missed. Caminetti started to go, but stopped. It's cleared off very nicely here now. He walked him, and a go-ahead run potentially comes to the plate. And this is the last guy you want to see. Second walk for Schmidt. He was ahead in the count. That hurts.
And as good as his fastball is, Skip, and a guy that you can tie up, personally, I'd rather see him not get in the habit early in his career feeling like he has to go to a 3-2 breaking ball to trick him. His fastball is so good. It's a lesson I think we're seeing John Smoltz learn and more, and he has dominated 2 ball games the last 2 times out by going to his fastball in obvious fastball situations.
There's his fastball, but he misses high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. So an error and a walk, and we're in a mess with 2 outs. Finley leads from second, Caminetti from first. There's a strike he was taking all the way. It's 2-1. And the hits are even at 2. The errors are even at 1, but where it counts, the Braves lead 2-0. But that lead is in jeopardy here in the 3rd inning. Fouled away. So he's battled back to even it up at 2-2. Joyner stands back in. This guy's a tough left-hand hitter. Tough out. Into left field. Klesko coming on. Still coming. Falls down and lets the ball get over his head, and 2 runs are going to score. And the game is tied 2-2. I don't know what all that was about, but he slipped and fell on the wet track. It'll go as a double and 2 runs score.
I don't think he slipped and fell. I think that's the way he was going to try to make that play. He's gotten into the habit of trying to skid in there and catch it rather than staying on his feet. And here, that's just a slide to try to catch it on the slide, and what it did is it cost the Braves a run. One was going to score anyway, but on a play that you have no chance of catching, you have to keep the ball in front of you, keep the inning going.
He must have lost sight of that ball because he was nowhere near making a play. I mean, he was 3 steps away. Well, it's 2-2, and here's Newfield. Bad break for Jason Schmidt. The runs are unearned, but as you know, they count. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Oh, he throws a lot of pitches.
I bet you one of the toughest things, having never been an everyday player and an outfielder, but just talking to them, one of the toughest things is learning when not to try to make a circus catch. You know, a great play. Because a good play there puts runners at first and third with only 1 run in.
On the corner, it's 1-1.
And that was an absolute no chance to make a great play.
Two balls and a strike. Newfield grounded to second his first time. Think of the big plays Gio Vanola made in this inning, or we're really in trouble. Foul to the screen. 2-2. Florida's added another run in the second. They're still batting, and they lead the Dodgers 4-0. Drilled, but right at Chipper, and the inning is over. That ball was hit hard. 2 unearned run score on 1 hit. 1 costly error, and 1 is left. We go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Brand new ball game, tied 2-2.
The biggest night of movies on television, now on the biggest night of the week, TBS Awards Saturday. Tonight, from the creator of Jaws, Nick Nolte, Louis Gossett, Jacqueline Bisset. Peter Benchley's Oscar-nominated thriller, The Deep. The biggest night of movies on the biggest night of the week. TBS Awards Saturday, 10:05 Eastern tonight, only on TBS.
Rough roads, sharp curves. To keep a firm grip on roads like this depends upon your shock absorbers. Look, with a worn-out shock absorber, the wheel leaves the road. But with a new Monroe Sensitrack shock absorber, your tire holds the road. With Monroe Sensitrack, even the most demanding road feels safer. Monroe Sensitrack, making the road a safer place. Have your shocks checked every 12,000 miles just to be safe.
I can't believe I'm losing my hair back here.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, right.
Look, if you want to regrow some hair, check this out.
Rogaine? Don't you need a prescription?
Not anymore.
How's it work? Rogaine goes to the root of your hair, and for some people, gets it to grow.
What have you got to lose?
Nothing, I guess, except more hair.
That's been easy to use.
And it's starting to work.
See, there's room for growth in every relationship.
Rogaine, medically proven to regrow hair.
We go to the bottom of the third. It is not. We've seen some fine defensive plays, but then again, we've seen some ugly stuff here in this one. And it's 2-2. As Marquise Grissom leads off the bottom of the third. He tripled to right his first time. He's now 10 out of 30 in his career against Bob Tewksbury. To do a game with Bob Tewksbury pitching against William Van Landingham. They both sound like British butlers. The 1-0 pitch. Let up low. 2 balls, no strikes. Hideo Nomo getting knocked around down in Florida. Trails 4-0 after 2. Hit right back where it came from. Sharply hit by Grissom, but good play. Tewksbury, 1 out.
He made a good play on that, but that's one of those balls, Skip, where the guy takes a big swing, you hit him right on the fist, and you reach for it 3 times before it gets there. Here.
Yeah, he almost missed it, yes, because of that.
There can be some very embarrassing plays, speaking from experience, where you reach, and then you look to see why it's not there, and it drops right behind you.
Ed Giovanola, the batter. I was watching the local news today. They had a lady doing the sports. She was talking about Giovanola and Graffinino coming up, and oh my God, I don't know what she said, but she didn't come close. Either one of them. 1-1 to the young second baseman. He can play shortstop too.
What was the combination we had in one of the spring training games?
Giovanola to Graffinino to Pecorelli. That'll be an easy out. Could be. It is 2 down. Remember, after that game, I kept looking for an Italian restaurant.
You did. You craved Italian food for a week.
That was Leo DeRocher's great line when, I guess, Dick Stello and were all the Italian umpires back in the National League. Frank D'Ascoli. There were a whole bunch of them at one time.
Augie Donatelli.
Yeah. And DeRocher said to one of them one day in an argument, what happens if every Italian gets off a boat, they hand him one of those ball and strike indicators? He spent the rest of the game in the clubhouse. 1 ball, no strikes to Chipper. He lined to center his first time, a sacrifice fly. And this should be a very easy inning. Reed up and throwing. 1, 2, 3 for Tewksbury. At the end of 3, the game's still tied 2-2.
Now there's a global company that can help you reach overseas markets as if they were right next door. A company that can speed packages across the Atlantic or the Pacific for less than you'd probably pay to send them across town. The U.S. Postal Service introduces Global Priority Mail. Around the country and around the world, no one delivers like the U.S. Postal Service.
Give me a beer. Well, let's see. We got Sycamore Smith Ale, Pale Dark, Pale Ale Light, Wapner's Lager, Wapner's Wheat, Honey Wheat, Light Wheat, Weedy Wheat, Hamburg Light, Dark, Amber Light.
Just give me a course.
Since 1873, original Coors, pure and simple.
Why'd you come back?
We go to the fourth inning here, and it's time once again to play Aflac Trivia Question. Name the last Brave to have 200 hits in a single season. We'll have to ponder that for a while. Phil Sivens trying to humiliate us once again. We go to the fourth, and here with the play-by-play story, a man who needs all the introduction he can get, Dan Sutton.
Condense that, will you? Shipley, Lopez, and Osmus. First three due up. We're tied at 2. First pitch swinging off McGriff's glove. Giovanola was getting all set to dive for that one, and then McGriff, ranging far from home, got a glove on it. Should be a base hit.
It is. It looks like a trapeze act here. Fred lost it, then Eddie on the wet track hit the skids. Look like the Walendas out there.
So the Padres have another base runner, and that'll bring up Luis Lopez. Lopez, first time up, grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. Nicely turned by Chipper Jones and Eddie Giovanola. Shipley has one stolen base. Out of play, no balls and 1 strike. Lopez out of San Jose High School in Caguas, Puerto Rico. He's a good athlete. You read a lot of the bios on players, and you'll see where they were football, basketball, baseball players. Some of them stars in all 3 sports, but usually the good athlete stars in a couple of sports. Doesn't get that one, and it's 0-2. But Luis Lopez was a tremendous volleyball and soccer player. And you have to be a good athlete to be a soccer player. A whole lot of running up and down. You stay on the go all the time. Behind in the count, 0-2. Inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You probably wish I wouldn't write all these little notes.
Yeah, I wish you would. I like your art better.
Yeah, I know you do.
Padres signed him as a free agent back in '87. He's been playing a long time. Started as a 16-year-old kid. Doesn't get it. Good fastball from Jason Schmidt. Strikeout number 3. 1 gone here in the 4th inning.
He just overpowers him here. He had a good cut, but he swung under it. Fastball had a little hop to it.
Bring up the catcher, Brad Osmus. Osmus originally signed by the Yankees. He's another one of those guys drafted in the high rounds. He was something like a 47th, 48th round pick. Then went in the expansion draft and was traded down. Rumor has it there were some Yankee folks very unhappy when he was drafted by the Colorado Rockies.
He's an Ivy League kid, right?
Out of Dartmouth. On the ground and through. A base hit for Osmus. A seeing eye single up the middle. Shipley can only move up 90 feet. They're at first and second for the pitcher.
Jason might have had this ball, and if he does, he gets a double play, but his follow-through takes him toward first base, and that allowed the ball to get right by him. It's hit right up the middle. His follow-through took him right out of the play.
See, that's one of those choices I think you have to make a lot of times when you're teaching a kid as a pitcher, when you get a youngster who has good stuff, but the follow-through takes him into what is not considered a good fielding position. A lot of coaches will try to change him to put him in a good fielding position. Normally, if you alter a guy so that he's a good fielder, he doesn't have to worry about fielding.
He's backing up third all the time anyway.
Tewksbury shows bunt. Takes ball one upstairs. There are some great examples. You know where, Skip, I think that's one of the reasons the Gold Glove goes to usually to the right people, but there are times when to a pitcher, it goes to the guy who technically looks very pretty and makes the plays, rather than a guy who falls off and makes all the plays over there. A strike and it's 1-1. If you watch Bob Gibson, one of the best fielding pitchers in the history of baseball, but his follow-through carried him toward first. Jim Bunning, a good fielding pitcher.
Gibson one time got hit one got hit back at him, broke his leg, and he still scrambled, got the ball, and threw him out. And I think pitched another inning for him.
But you see, guys, people automatically say if he falls off to the left, he's not a good fielder. Well, he is. He just narrows the field. Good bunt. Jason Schmidt decides early to go to first, where Giovanola is waiting, so the sacrifice works. Padres have him at second and third with 2 outs. Top of the batting order, Steve Finley. If you're keeping score, 1-4 on the sacrifice. Shipley now at third, Osmus at second. Finley flied to center. He's the one that hit the ball that squirted through the legs of Rafael Belliard in the third inning. After Tewksbury had struck out, eventually that became the first run of the inning. Well, we saw him the first night in San Diego. He looked like a bingo number, that batting average. He was something like 065. Up over 200 now. That doesn't sound that good to you, maybe, but it has to him when you know where he came from. There's a strike. It's 0-1. Jason Schmidt quickly ahead, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Only a part of that multiplayer trade from the Astros. That's one of the biggest deals since 50s and the 60s.
I think the Rocky Colavito trade was it hadn't been since then that there had been one that big.
On the ground and through. That's going to play 2. Shipley scores. Osmus is going to score a 2-out single by Finley, and the Padres take the lead. It's 4-2.
And an 0-2 pitch. That makes it doubly damaging. The sacrifice pays off. Finley now with 5 RBI. He got it up. It was out of the strike zone, but Finley was able to handle it.
His movement may have betrayed him there. He wanted it inside, but it ran back out over the plate. Got to give Tewksbury one of those RBIs, don't you? That's how important is it to a pitcher able to sacrifice to help himself in a ball game.
And stay out of the double play, too.
Here's Jody Reed. He's flied to right. He's grounded to second.
If he swings away, he might just take him right out of the inning.
Finley is a threat to steal. He has 3 already. He's a good base runner. Adds about a half a step to his lead. Ball 1 downstairs. A good job of holding him on, and that's something the Braves starters work on a lot. John Smoltz does a good job of unloading in a hurry, and Avery has a good pickoff move. So it's been the relievers that have been betrayed a few times. 2-0 the count. I was surprised when I found out that there had been 4 stolen bases against Terrell Wade. Probably because he's new and he's just a learning process. But he has a delivery that he can very easily come up with a good move to first. Somebody will pay for those 4 later on.
He's another guy who's got a chance to be an outstanding major league pitcher. He's got good stuff.
There goes the runner, a fake by Finley. Might have been a little hit and run there. It was fouled back to the screen. 2-1. Reed is a good hit and run guy. He has a natural inside-out swing. check the Braves defense, you'll see they're expecting to hit a little bit more to the right side. A lot of room in left center field.
That's Braves to have 200 hits. Could that have been Gerald Perry, do you think?
I don't know if he ever got 200, did he? 3-1. If you want to hit and run, now's the count. Last one. Did Hank ever get 200?
Oh, yeah, but I think somebody's done it since then. Phil's laughing, though. That's not a good sign.
Phil keeps that up. He's going to be working out of the truck. Just kidding, Phil. Finley on the move. Tried to hook it past Belliard. Guessed wrong on who was covering. In the dirt. Dug out by McGriff. And that'll take care of the Padres here in the fourth, but they put a 2-spot on the board. Do it on 3 hits and leave a runner stranded. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. The score now 4-2 Padres.
Introducing the Michelin X1 with a 6-year unlimited mileage tread life warranty. It gives you better wet traction than any rain tire, plus control in any driving condition. After all, it hasn't rained that much in years.
Relax. You are now entering a stress-free zone. A free breakfast will be prepared for you daily. You will rest in a comfortable 2-room suite. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Unwind with evening beverages and enjoy yourself here, because eventually you'll have to go back out there. Embassy Suites, twice the hotel. Call 1-800-EMBASSY.
Carbon monoxide isn't the only thing to worry about coming from your tailpipe, because with every stroke of your engine, motor oil is being vaporized into exhaust, leaving less and less protection. That's why there's Castrol GTX 10W30. Of every leading 10W30, Castrol provides the most protection against volatility burn-off. So use Castrol, or watch more of your protection go up in smoke. Castrol GTX, engineered for greater protection against breakdown.
Introducing the Michelin X1 with a 6-year unlimited mileage tread life warranty. It gives you better wet traction than any rain tire, plus control in any driving condition. After all, it hasn't rained that much in years.
Okay, time for the answer to our Aflac trivia question. There it is. Last Brave to have 200 hits in the season.
Well,
Willie Montañez, I'll be darned. I would have never guessed.
Never.
You're fired, Phil. Here's Don.
Braves down by 2. McGriff, Justice, and Klesko do up here in the fourth inning, the heart of the batting order. McGriff, first time up, walked. Was forced at second. Grounder off the bat of Justice. Ball 1 misses downstairs. Willie Montañez.
He's a good hitter.
Yes, he was. And he hit a lot of them back up the middle, too. 2-0 to McGriff.
First time I jumped on a charter that he was on, though, he scared me to death. He's one of those guys that screams when you're headed down the runway. Get it up, get it up.
That's fouled away, and it's 2-1. Willie was stylish before stylish was cool, too.
Yeah, you're right about that. We had some interesting personalities. Willie and Mike Marshall.
McGriff comes up empty, 2-2.
We didn't win many games, but we had some interesting personalities.
This is the trips when you didn't like the straight-in landings, did you?
No.
That's foul away. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The best one was when we got lost on the bus in a swamp in Philadelphia with no air conditioning on the bus.
Wasn't in July or August?
Yeah, well, it was Dave Bristol. I've never seen him so mad.
That's headed toward the bullpen.
They had just built that new bridge from the airport. You know the one I mean, Walt Whitman Bridge or whatever it is. And the bus driver was a Latin fellow. He didn't speak English very well, but he spoke it well enough. There was a sign that said no buses, and he panicked and veered off.
2-2 pitch to McGriff. Got him. Perfect pitch. That's as good as it can be done. First strikeout victim for Tewksbury. And 6 in a row set down by the right-hander.
We must have driven around in there for 15 minutes. We finally got to this huge body of water. It wasn't a lake, but there had been rain the day before. And Darrell Cheney was in the back yanking the... It was one of those old buses. He's yanking the thing, saying, corner of State and Lake. The bus driver's going nuts. Bristol's screaming at him. The bus driver's threatening to get off the bus.
Here's David Justice, grounded to short his first time up. 4-2 Padres. First when the Justice is striking, it's 0-1. Out of play, make it 0-2. I guess everybody who's ever done a travel with teams has stories like that. We had one get lost at that Dallas-Fort Worth airport. The great, I forget what it's called now, the huge airport.
Yeah, it's a tough airport anyway.
When they were developing, yeah, DFW, when they were developing it. So, this bus driver is going, all other planes taxiing in front. We're circling. Finally, from the back of the bus comes a voice after about 35 minutes of riding around. I think we can go now, Bussy. We've lost them. 0-2 to Justice. That's foul. Look out, Pat. Still 0-2.
Well, it was last year, remember, the bus driver down in Miami. We went around the Fort Lauderdale airport 4 times before we finally figured out how to get into the thing.
But with somebody yelling, this is the gun lap?
Yeah. You get so much help.
A liner to center. That's going to be a base hit. And Tewksbury gets an 0-2 pitch in the heart of the strike zone. Justice picks up base hit number 3 for the Braves. And here comes Ryan Klesko representing the tying run. Klesko singled, scored the second run of the night. That single came leading off the second inning. Javi Lopez on deck. 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Down low, 1-0. Make it 2-0 to Klesko. And no strikes. I think of another bus ride. The reason that the California Angels now have 2 buses and always will. The night we landed at Dallas, and it was one of the goofy nights where there were animal calls coming from the bus for the whole ride. Yeah. As we climbed off the bus, Gene Mock first went off, grabbed the traveling secretary, said, I want these sheep, goats, cattle, and everything on a second bus tomorrow night. 3-0. 3-0 swinging and a base hit. Good piece of hitting by Ryan Klesko. He just serves that into left field. He'll set the table for Javi Lopez.
Remember a night in Philadelphia, celebrating the anniversary of your 300th victory. We got into one of those animal noise situations. It wasn't on a bus, but
there were some goofy people in that place.
Yeah, you, me, Pete, and Joe.
Brad Clont starts to throw in the pin. This might mean if they get to Jason Schmidt's place in the batting order with a chance to score some runs, you might see a pinch hitter. Lopez up first time, grounded to third. This time a comebacker. They'll try 2 to Lopez for 1. They're calling him safe and tagging him out. I have a feeling there might be a valid argument there. What Lopez is going to argue, it's a moot point now because he's out, was that he was trying to take the ball out of his glove. So base running faux pas by Ryan Klesko. First out of the inning, runners at the corner.
Yeah, I agree with you, Don. I think the umpire missed it, but so did Ryan. See, he's got the ball out. That should be an out, but Ryan didn't react well at all.
Pretty heads-up play by Jody Reed, too.
Well, that changes the inning around.
Sure does. Runners now at first and third. That's a complicated scoring.
E6, error on the shortstop and 4 unassisted.
E6, 4 unassisted. Put the 4 unassisted by Klesko because he's gone, and E6 by Javi Lopez. Here's Belliard. He takes strike 1. And that's news. And Rafael Belliard takes a strike on the first pitch.
What's going on out there tonight? What are we watching exactly?
0-2. It's a milestone for Rafael Belliard I wasn't aware of till pointed out to us by Phil Simmons, and there it is right there. 1,000 career games. In the last 5 years that there's been postseason play, he's worn the uniform of a team going to it. Slow roller towards short. Lopez will go the long way. Joyner up the ladder to pull it down, and the Braves come up empty. It was a nice start and looked promising for a while. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left. 4 complete. It's 4-2 Padres.
Atlanta Braves baseball, brought to you by AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
Natural ability can only take you so far. Equipment counts for a lot. I'm always checking out new ideas. You have to stay competitive. That's what I like about Pert Plus. Cleans and conditions in one step. No messing with 2 bottles. I get great results. No hassle, no fuss. Eventually, we all cross the finish. The winners just find a better way to get there.
Pert Plus, great hair, no fuss.
If it's time to do a little groundbreaking, don't go at it the old-fashioned way. Tear through it with a garden claw from Garden Weasel.
Just position it like this, and you'll be ready to cultivate, loosen, aerate, and weed.
The hardened steel tines rip through tough soil with just a twist of the comfort grip handles, even in heavy clay.
And it comes with a 100% lifetime guarantee.
So if you've got a tough job ahead of you, tear through it the easy way with the Garden Claw.
From Garden Weasel.
The Garden Claw is available at Kmart, Sears, and participating Ace and True Value. Makes a great gift.
Skies clearing out here in Atlanta. Top of the 5th inning. Padres up by 2 as they come to bat. Caminiti, Joyner, and Newfield, the heart of the batting order for the Padres. A strange night for Jason Schmidt and the Braves. Unusual plays offensively and defensively. Caminiti has doubled and walked. Double, a good piece of hitting. He took a pitch down and away from Jason Schmidt and hit it into the left field corner. He's up to 328 now. A couple of homers and 15 RBIs. In the air, left field, chance for Klesko. Over near the warning track, and makes the play. 1 out. One out on 1 pitch. That's a good way to start. Here's Wally Joyner. He's walked and doubled. That double pushed his batting average up a few more points. He was slumping down to 456. He already has 26 hits. Long way from getting out of April yet.
That's right, Don.
You got a chance to be a good analyst.
I know.
If you work at it. There's ball 1 upstairs.
It's been a tough game to analyze tonight.
Swing and a miss, it's 1-1, unless you wear a red shirt. The 1-1 pitch to Joyner. Knee high through the heart, make it 1-2. Let's see, Frank Fultz would have gotten that.
Yes, that's true. Frank's sharp. I, on the other hand.
Out of play, 1-2. Looks like with Wally Joyner, the book is once you get 2 strikes to try to go up the ladder on him. Braves have done that. Out of play, still 1-2. Joyner, a chance to play in his hometown in a big league uniform. Still has some family here and a lot of friends. His parents have since moved to Utah at a Redan High School out in Stone Mountain.
Here's a guy who would have enjoyed interleague play.
Yes.
For the last decade.
Off the 5th, and it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. There was a nice article on him in the Journal-Constitution, and nice things said about his coach, by his coach. I'm sure Wally's wife, Leslie, and her 4 daughters are looking in from Kansas City.
Looks like he growls at the pitcher.
He does,
right before he...
Still 1-2. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Skip Carey, Don Sutton with you. Or 2 more outs. Pete and Joe will take you to the house. Wally Joyner and Jason Schmidt having their own private little battle here. On the ground and base hit. So Joyner wins this battle, picks up his 2nd hit of the night. For the Padres, that's hit number 7. He'll stand at first for Newfield.
He hit it hard. And once again, he's having a good night. Perfect evening.
I think he knows he kind of stole one there, though. So Joyner's at first. Newfield, who has been up twice, has grounded to 2nd. He's lined to 3rd. Stops that one. This one back our way, and it's 0-1. Back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. To get him to chase one upstairs. 1-2. Padres have had a base runner in every inning. Came up empty in the 1st and the 2nd. That's back our way. Still 1-2. Got a double and a walk in the 1st. They got a single by Shipley in the 2nd. He was erased on the double play. An error, a walk, double in the 3rd, 3 base hits in the 4th, so Jason Schmidt has already tallied quite a few pitches. That's high, and it's 2-2. And the phone is ringing somewhere. It was ringing there, Ned Yost, bullpen coach. So it looks like there will be some activity down there. That's headed toward right field. It's going to be another base hit. Let's see if Joyner tries for third. Justice will come up, make the throw back to second. So they're at the corners with only one out. Back-to-back singles put them there, and it's Craig Shipley's turn.
Got to be careful now this thing doesn't get out of hand.
Leo Mazzoni pops out of the dugout. He'll make a social call to the mound. Tyler Houston was coming on his way in.
He might pinch hit to start the inning. Schmidt is due up. If he can get through this top of the fifth.
Brad Klontz had already been up throwing. Here comes Brad out of the bullpen. He'll start to crank it up again. This move to the mound, little encouragement, yes, but to buy a little time, too. It shouldn't take Klontz very long to get ready. We were talking about Jason Schmidt earlier. I learned something about him. This is not indicative of, I believe, the kind of career he's going to have. You know, you just watch people in their expressions sometime when you ask them questions or when they're talking, you can learn a lot. I was talking to him, remember when we were downstairs after the Game 6 last year of the World Series, and they were replaying some highlights on TV, and I asked Jason as we were watching it, and I said, would you have liked to have been out there tonight? He kind of clenched his teeth, his jaw, and he said, yeah, I'd have loved it. Which says a lot about the kid's character, and he will be out there for a lot of those. Unfortunately, tonight is one where he's had to struggle, but a good pitch here, and he did a double play, and the Braves are still in it. There's a good pitch, 0-1. Some people would have answered that by saying, well, I'm just happy to be there. But the expression, as well as the way he expressed that he would have loved to have been out there. Breaking ball misses 1-1. Shipley is a guy, if you're going to pitch against the Padres, you'd much rather face him in Jack Murphy Stadium on the road this year. 12 out of 18. One of the reasons that they're probably finding a position for him in right field tonight. Breaking ball strike. 1-2. Infield shortens up a step. They shade Shipley a little bit to the right side. Up and away, 2-2. Little breeze picking up here at the park. It has cleared up, but it's turned out to be a cool night.
Yes, it has.
Little looper toward right center. On the run is Grissom. He'll make the catch. The tag at third. Here comes the throw. No play there. To second, no play there. A good play by Grissom and a good throw, but Shipley gets the sac fly. Joyner scores, and some good base running by Newfield.
Now, I don't know if Javi didn't let Fred know or not, but if he cuts that ball off, you got an out. Marquise hits the cutoff man, too. Maybe Javi thought he had a play because Fred can't see what the runner's doing, but he can see he'd already broken. And if he cuts that off, that's an out at second base.
But it's another run for the Padres and another runner in scoring position with 2 out for Luis Lopez. Ball 1 misses outside. 2 RBIs for Finley, 2 for Wally Joyner, 1 for Shipley. It's 5-2 Padres. The Padres have out-hit the Braves 8-4. Back to the screen, a ball and a strike. Due up for the Braves, bottom of the 5th, the pitcher spot, then Grissom and Giamanola. Bobby Cox already mulling over some changes. I'm sure we will see at least one in the bottom of the 5th. Change up outside, 2-1. Jason Schmidt having trouble finding the strike zone. And it count 3 balls and 1 strike.
And if he doesn't find it here, you're going to have to burn 2 pitchers. Somebody's going to have to come in and get this inning over with, and then probably pinch hit down by 3 runs with a pitcher leading off in the bottom half.
Because I don't think you want to double switch with the way the lineup is. Ball 4. So Schmidt walks Lopez, and that's going to be the end of the night for Jason Schmidt. And you're right, it's going to cost him 2. Bobby Cox makes his way slowly to the mound. Braves trail at 5-2. Padres threatening to add more. Brad Ponce is going to come on, and we're going to step away.
I can't believe I'm losing my hair back here.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, right.
Look, if you want to regrow some hair, check this out.
Rogaine? Don't you need a prescription?
Not anymore.
How's it work? Rogaine goes to the root of your hair and for some people gets it to grow.
What have you got to lose?
Nothing, I guess, except more hair.
That's been easy to use.
And it's starting to work.
See, there's room for growth in every relationship.
Rogaine, medically proven to regrow hair.
374-900-42.
Account code.
963-400.
Fax.
697-36.
Cellular.
889.
Key code.
26801.
Since the last thing you need is one more number to remember, MasterCard is developing the single-digit PIN code. Someday, a computer chip in your card will recognize your unique mark, so your personal identification code is personal. It's how the future will be paid for. MasterCard. It's smart money.
Padres put 1 on the board, threatening to do more here in the 5th inning. Jason Schmidt's night is over. 4 2/3 innings. He gave up 8 hits. He's been charged with 5 to this point. And the 2 out there, Newfield and Lopez, his responsibility. Brad Ponce is going to come on. For Clance, it'll be his 9th appearance. 0-1 with a 2 earned run average. 9 innings, he's given up 2 runs. Walked 2, struck out 3. He's done some damage to the league. They're only hitting 133. How many runners has he inherited, Phil, and what has happened to them? 7 inherited and 1 scored. That's a very good ratio. So Clance will complete his warm-up tosses. And while he does, we'll run you through the scoreboard. Montreal a winner. Took them 10 for the Mets to win. Giants doubling up on Chicago. They're midway through. Good pitching duel in Philadelphia. Florida's jumped on top of Los Angeles. No score in the 2nd inning in Houston. We'll catch you up with the American League a little bit later. Ponce is ready, and here comes Osmus. A strikeout, a single, and a run scored. Runners at 1st and 2nd. Newfield at 2nd. Lopez at 1st. 2 gone. Through the heart, 0-1.
Haven't seen Glenn Diamond out here this weekend, have you?
Glenn who?
My coordinating producer.
Isn't he doing research this weekend?
He's probably trimming the hedges around the house.
Down low, 1-1. And probably having a holly jolly time of doing it, too. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Really an expert on shrubbery.
Inside, 2-1. Infielders getting restless, too. When you have a night like this where the pitchers are not throwing strikes, you'll find the infielders scratching, rocking back on their heels and moving from side to side. Everybody wants you to throw strikes, and let's get on with it. There's a strike, and there's a grounder. Belliard says, let me go to 2nd, and that'll take care of the Padres, but they pick up 1 more. They do it on 2 hits, and they leave a couple stranded. We're halfway home. It's 5-2 San Diego.
As the official airline of the 1996 Olympic Games, Delta has created an event just for business travelers, the International Dash. With 4,900 daily flights to 300 cities, we'll fly you to the business world with a schedule that's as full as yours. And we don't do it so we can finish first. We do it so you can. Delta Airlines.
Goodyear revolutionized wet traction design with AquaTread. Now, Goodyear introduces Infinitread, the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. The new all-season Infinitread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
I don't need some fancy cologne to tell me I'm a man. I use Skin Bracer. It smells great, but it also cools and tones my skin. Confidence is very sexy. Don't you think?
Original and cooling blue.
By Menon.
This is Miracle Grow Extra Long-Lasting Lawn Food. That's guaranteed to keep your lawn greener longer. The secret? These time-release capsules that feed continuously for months. That's why they call it Miracle Grow Extra Long-Lasting Lawn Food.
Skill Power Tools make such quick work of all your projects. You'll find time to get out there and work on all kinds of things. Skill Power Tools. Think of all the things you can do.
Good evening, everybody. Joe Simpson and Pete Van Weeren with you as we go to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Not the prettiest of starts for Jason Schmidt, but man, it's hard to stay sharp when it's been 8 days since you last worked.
It is, and he was not getting the best defensive support tonight. A ball misplayed by Ryan Klesko, a rare error by Rafael Belliard, so only 3 of the 5 runs scored off him were earned runs. And we'll see if the Braves can battle back here down by 3.
Tell you, some more good work by Brad Klontz, too, who has done a good job of keeping inherited runners off the bases. He's now inherited 9 runners this year, and only 1 has scored. But he did his job, and he is done for the night as well, as Tyler Houston will pinch hit for him, starting things here in the 5th inning. Terrell Wade is warming up for the Braves in the bullpen. Looks like he'll work in the 6th, but that was the tough part of the inning for the Braves. They wanted Jason Schmidt to finish up in the 5th. That way they wouldn't have to waste a pitcher. But Houston will try to get something started, and he takes a strike from Tewksbury.
It's a tough pitcher for a young hitter to face for the first time.
But Tyler stayed back on that changeup, broke his bat on it, hit it hard, but Jody Reed there to make the play. One out in the Braves 5th, and back to the top of the order. Marquise Grissom tripled in the 1st inning and scored, and then lined back to Tewksbury in the 3rd. Pitch there, fouled back. That changeup he was throwing, that Tewksbury was throwing in the 3rd inning when he retired the side in order, looked like an old Ephus pitch almost, Pete.
Yeah, it was only... They put the radar guns down behind home plate when
yes, they did.
He was throwing that thing. But that's his game. His top fastball is only 82, 83 miles an hour. Everything is changing speeds and location. There it is again.
Slow curve. Marquise just got a piece of it, and the count 1-2. And no, he doesn't have any mirrors out there. Ooh, did that get him? Just missed.
Let's see, when he throws that pitch 80 miles an hour, it's about a 30-mile-an-hour difference.
Yeah, he got Fred with that.
Before.
He got Fred with that with a strikeout, his only strikeout of the night, leading off the 4th. And that one was in on Marquise's hands a little bit. Lopez will have to hurry. Got him. 2 down. Tewksbury has retired 4 in a row after the single by Klesko in the 4th inning. And Eddie Giovanola is up there 0 for 2. Made a terrific play, though, in the 3rd inning to rob Jody Reed of a base hit. Padres got 2 runs that inning, but it could have been worse were it not for the good play of the Braves second baseman tonight. The lollipop curve misses. Giovanola chokes up on the bat a little bit, pops it up. Should be an easy inning for Tewksbury, and Caminiti puts it away to end the Braves' half of the 5th inning. They go in order. We've completed 5 innings here in Atlanta. It's 5-2 San Diego.
On the next National Geographic Explorer.
Hello, I'm Boyd Matson. Scared of the ocean? You may have good reason. It's filled with creatures that sting, shock, poke, and poison. And special guest Leslie Nielsen takes us into the world of the sea nasties.
All I have to do is be brave. The only thing I have to fear is sea urchins, stinging coral, and stonefish.
Join TBS for a special National Geographic Explorer. Leslie Nielsen and the Sea Nasties. Sunday nights, 9 Eastern, turn to TBS.
In Denton, Texas, a lot of folks who work on their cars go to AutoZone because they know they're going to find quality parts, low prices, great selection, and good people like Tom Robinson. You see, Tom's the kind of guy who really likes to help folks out. And since he's been around cars most all his life, he knows his parts, too. Oh, sure, there are other parts stores in town, but when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice from folks like Tom, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
I don't need some fancy cologne to tell me I'm a man. I use Skin Bracer. It smells great, but it also cools and tones my skin. Confidence is very sexy, don't you think?
Original and cooling blue.
By Menon.
Introducing the VersaPack cordless rubber and broom with interchangeable batteries from Black & Decker. Because there's nothing more rewarding than a job well done.
We go to the 6th inning. Time to take a look at tonight's Budweiser game summary. Jason Schmidt giving up 3 earned runs out of the 5. Bob Tewksbury has shut the Braves down after a shaky start. And the big hits for San Diego, 2-run double by Joyner, a 2-run single by Finley, 5-2 Padres.
And another new pitcher for the Braves as we start the 6th inning with Terrell Wade, who makes his 7th appearance, but his first one in a week. He last worked on the 13th at San Diego. A good inning, recorded a strikeout. You see his numbers for the year. 5 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings. He has, and it seems to me, Pete, it happened in a spring training game at Vero Beach against the Dodgers. He has pitched with a lot of confidence. It's making this team. Starts Bob Tewksbury with a strike.
And pitching in a new role, too. He's been a starting pitcher his entire career.
Misses outside. It's 1-1.
But I think what helped him a lot was the fact that the Braves got themselves in a couple of games early in the season where they had to use a lot of pitchers. He got a lot of early action, whereas if the starting pitching was outstanding at the beginning of the year, he might have been sitting for a week or 10 days before getting into a game.
Now, Bobby said he went from being a guy they were trying to get his feet wet to their workhorse out of the bullpen in those
pitched
games.
3 straight games, right?
Yeah. 2-1 the count. 2-2. Tewksbury is struck out, put down a sacrifice bunt that led to a 2-out, 2-run single by Finley in the 4th. Did he go? Yes, he did. Mike Winters rings up Tewksbury, who takes a seat. First strikeout for Terrell Wade.
Now, if you're a .380 lifetime hitter, you might get the call from the first base umpire on that. But when you're a pitcher and you're 0 for 8 for the year, not much of a chance.
Not a chance. Steve Finley's 1 out of 3. Has driven in 2. He has scored once. His average of .214 may not seem like much now, but when he was hitting .060 something against the Braves out in San Diego, it's quite a boost. Fooled on that breaking ball, 0-1. And has never really struggled that much against lefties. 0-2. Seems to me he may have hit an 0-2 pitch off of Jason Schmidt for that 2-run single.
It was an 0-2 pitch.
That foul ball got a piece of Javi Lopez.
Hey, Mike Piazza has just hit his first homer of the year. But the Dodgers still trail Florida 6-2 in the 6th inning. Hideo Nomo got knocked out in the 5th.
Yeah, they jumped on him early, first inning. Bobby taking his time, getting back behind the plate. Looked like that one ricocheted off his mask. May have even pinched him on the ear or on the neck as it went by. The life of a catcher. The 0-2 pitch. Slow roller to Giovanola. Nice play. 2 down. It's kind of nice when you can plug in these guys, Giovanola and Graffinino, out there and not have to worry about your defense.
Very much a luxury. Bobby Cox talking about that before the game tonight. Many times you lose a player for a few days, a defensive caliber of a Mark Lemke, and it's very noticeable out there, but it has not been at all these last 2 games, with Graffinino and Giovanola doing a good job.
Even though Giovanola is 0 for 3 tonight, he and Tony both swing the bat well, too. They're threats when they go up there, and that's why Bobby leaves them in the 2 hole. Here's Jody Reed, speaking of a pretty good offensive second baseman. He takes a strike. He's 0 for 3 tonight as well. He was with the Red Sox. He had 3 straight seasons where he had 40 or more doubles. Good fastball, a little bit high. John Smoltz shut down the Padres last night, and they've come out swinging tonight. 5 runs, 8 hits. Only 3 of the 5 runs earned, however. Reed sends one into left center field. Long run for Grissom, and he's not going to get it because he was shading him over in right center. There's a double for Reed. With 2 outs, he's in scoring position for Ken Caminiti. And for Jody Reed, his 6th double of the year.
See Lopez set up in the outside part of the plate, and Terrell Wade threw it right down the middle. And Reed able to pull the ball a little bit toward left center. The defense was playing him the other way toward right center.
Yeah, they were pitching him away and playing him away, but when you make even the slightest mistake against a good big league hitter and you cross up your defense, that's what results. Oddly, though, Jody Reed only 2 for 14 now against left-handed pitchers. Caminiti, 1 out of 2 with a walk. That came left-handed. He jumps around to the right side against Terrell Wade. Swings and misses there. I thought, watching him in batting practice, Pete, in San Diego, his swing looked better right-handed out there than it did left-handed. We didn't see much of him right-handed, but he was really driving the ball better in batting practice from this side of the plate.
Well, even his numbers this year would indicate that he's having more success. He's hitting .333 righty, .308 lefty, but he's got 5 doubles in 27 at-bats, plus a home run from the right side. He's had 39 at-bats from the left side, 1 double, 1 homer.
The 1-1 pitch, changeup, fouled straight back. One and 2 the count on Caminiti. And using all parts of the ballpark. Terrell Wade got him with a nasty slider down and in. Good inning for Terrell Wade. He strands a runner in scoring position. And we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Still 5-2 San Diego.
Possible. From the makers of Krylon comes the next revolution in painting. Latex enamel in a spray. A vivid array of color. The ease of a spray with low odor and easy cleanup. The beautiful, long-lasting finish of enamel.
Introducing new Krylon Living Color, latex enamel in a spray. The next revolution in painting.
It's 400 miles of rocky, rutted trails with enough bumps and jumps to shake a truck to pieces. But if you think an endurance race through the Arizona desert is a real torture test for a truck, just imagine what it can do to a battery. That's why Parker 400 winners Dan Smith and Dave Ashley chose a battery they could depend on to go the distance. The Duralast battery. The same Duralast you can depend on for your car, because it's the one we stock at AutoZone. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
Padres up by 3 as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Part of the order up for Atlanta. Chipper Jones, Fred McGriff, and David Justice against Bob Tewksbury. Considering the rough weather we had that eliminated batting practice and infield here tonight and all the other activities going on in Atlanta right now, it's a pretty good crowd and a pretty good night.
Turned out to be a great night. Sure didn't look that way a couple hours before game time.
No, sir. Chipper in a 3-for-16 spell, but he did drive in a run with a sacrifice fly in the first. His 11th ribby of the year. And Tewksbury goes to work. And just misses outside for ball 1. If you just joined us, the Braves led by 2 to nothing after 2 innings. Padres got 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. Change-up bounces up there. It's 2-0. You and I were talking about this on the radio, Pete, about how many good young defensive catchers there are in the National League these days. There's a strike, 2-1, but you think about Charles Johnson first, I think. As good as he is, won a Gold Glove last year in his rookie year, but Brad Ausmus, outstanding. Mike Piazza with the Dodgers, very good defensively, and Javi Lopez. 2-2 to Chipper.
Seems to go in cycles, that position. You'll have years where everybody's looking for catching, and then you'll have a whole batch of good young ones come along at the same time.
2-2 pitch, took a little off. Chipper sends a drive to center. Finley, though, has it measured and shy of the track, makes the catch. Tewksbury makes you supply everything. If you're going to hit one out on him, you've got to really juice one, because he's not going to give you anything to help you hit the ball out of the ballpark. Fred tonight has walked and struck out. Took a call third, leading off the 4th. Hit that one hard and past Reed into center field. Fred has the Braves' 5th hit of the night. And David Justice up there. He singled his last time up.
Got a pitch away that he was able to handle. And you're talking about that power, Joe, all the power in the Braves lineup. And a lot of these hitters have faced Bob Tewksbury numerous times. You've got 3 or 4 players that have been up over 30 times against Tewksbury. Only 1 home run from this starting lineup against Tewksbury, and that was hit by Fred McGriff.
Says something about the way he pitches right there, and that mistake he just made to Fred only made because he got the ball up a little bit. Fred was able to level off on it some and hit it up the middle. Good job by Fred. Give him credit. Low with the sinking fastball. 1-0. Tewksbury now 35 years old, 6'4", 205. I don't think Fred's going anywhere with David at the plate. But Tewksbury was holding him close anyway. Same spot, 2-0. Ryan Klesko, who's 2 for 2, waits on deck.
Showing you something right there. No walks. David Justice, a very good eye up there, and he will take a walk if a pitcher doesn't throw strikes.
3-0. He's already walked 1 tonight. Sure, Don and Skip pointed out how rare it is that he walks anybody. In his career, only 203 bases on balls. Make it 204 in 1,308 innings. 3-0 pitch. On 4 pitches, he walks Justice. Tewksbury not too sure about that call. But runners at first and second, and one out for Ryan Klesko, and he represents the tying run.
Willie Blair is going to start getting loose in the San Diego bullpen.
Tewksbury's last start against Colorado Rockies was real ugly. 5 innings, 12 hits, and 8 runs allowed, but he only walked 1 in that contest. And here's Klesko, 2 for 2. Ryan's done some good hitting tonight. Dropped in a dunker into left and then singled into left through the left side real hard. Bounces one down the line, fair ball, down into the Braves bullpen. That gets McGriff home. Justice rounds third. He's going to be held. He runs through the stop sign. Here comes the relay. He is out at the plate as Osmus hangs onto the ball. And now they've got Klesko hung up. Throw down to second, goes into center. Ryan will stay at second. Justice arguing with Randy Marsh about something. I'm not sure what, but he tried to run over Osmus. In fact, did run over him, but the Padres catcher held onto the ball. But Jimmy Williams threw up the stop sign. David ran right through it.
You'll see the carom played here by Craig Shipley out in right field. Jimmy Williams giving David Justice the red light at third, but Jody Reed firing home found Justice trying to score anyway. And he tried to bowl Osmus over, and Osmus did a good job hanging onto the ball.
Here's a case where watching the ball when you round the bases cost you an out because he didn't see Jimmy Williams' stop sign.
And there you see Osmus make the tag low on the leg just before Justice bowled him over.
You also saw there that David never hit the plate either. Braves got a run out of that. So credit Klesko with an RBI is 15 on the year, and it's 5-3. And Lopez with a chance to drive in a run. Good breaking ball, 0-1.
And a look at tonight's Hardy's leaderboard. Take a look at National League hitting with runners in scoring position. You find Javi Lopez, number 5 in the league right now. I got 500.
Slow curve outside evens the count. I asked him about that before the ball game, about how well he does in these situations, runners in scoring position or when he's behind in the count. He says if he swings and misses at the first pitch, it really makes him bear down, makes him realize, hey, I've got some work to do here instead of just at the plate as a free swinger. Check swing, and that's a break for Tewksbury, and it'll get him out of the inning. Ball was right up and in on Javi, and he couldn't get out of the way. The Braves only get a run. 1 run they do get on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left, and we go to the 7th inning, 5-3 Padres.
Tired of the way water sealers let your wood turn gray? We have news for you. Introducing Olympic Natural Look Protector Plus. It waterproofs, plus it's guaranteed to prevent graying for a minimum of 2 years. If your wood's already gray, cleaning first with Olympic Deck Cleaner is fast and easy. Then let Natural Look Protector Plus keep it looking natural, like no water sealer can. Guaranteed. Natural Look Protector Plus from Olympic.
Let's see. Now available. New communications company with some experience. Invented dial tone, also phone, transistor, laser, cellular. Has won awards, Nobel, etc. Formerly part of AT&T, now Lucent Technologies. We make the things that make communications work.
Natural ability can only take you so far. Equipment counts for a lot. I'm always checking out new ideas. You have to stay competitive. That's what I like about Pert Plus. Cleans and conditions in 1 step. No messing with 2 bottles. I get great results. No hassle, no fuss. Eventually, we all cross the finish. The winners just find a better way to get there.
Pert Plus, great hair, no fuss.
You kids at home, when you're running the bases, watch your coaches. You don't have to watch the ball. They'll tell you what's going on. David, watching the ball here, does not see Jimmy Williams throwing up a stop sign and runs right through it, and as a result, he's out at the plate. We go to the 7th. Here's Pete.
And Wally Joyner will lead off here in the 7th inning. He has walked, he has doubled, he has singled, he has driven in 2 runs, he has scored 1. He's up to 466 now for the year. Terrell Wade working his 2nd inning, 1 ball, no strikes. It's even now, 1-1 on Joyner. Greg McMichael up in the Atlanta bullpen. In the air to left center field, Marquise Grissom drifting back. And he's there for the catch, 1 down. Joyner now 2 for 3 on the night. 1 away in the 7th, and that'll bring up Mark Newfield, who has grounded out to second, lined to third, and singled to right. This guy has terrific bat speed if you watch him. Very strong.
They think a lot of him. He's improved his throwing. And
outside corner, 0-1.
If he continues to hit like this, it's going to make it tough for them to figure out a way to get 4 guys in their lineup when Gwynn and Henderson come back. I believe Tony
Gwynn should be in there Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't think Tony will have a problem getting back in there.
1 ball, 1 strike. 1 man out here in the 7th. Padres up 5-3. Broken bat into shallow left field. Klesko coming on there for the catch. 2 down. Well, Terrell Wade's gotten the first 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. And now the batter will be Craig Shipley, who has singled twice and has a sac fly to center. So he's off to a hot start this year. He's 12 out of 24 in the year. The count 0-1 on Shipley.
One of the things that's caused the Padres to come up short-handed in the outfield, not only are Gwynn and Henderson hurt, but they had to put Chris Gwynn on the DL, and when they put him on the disabled list, they activated an infielder.
Little flare into shallow center field, and Craig Shipley can do no wrong in the early going this year. He's 3 for 3 tonight. I think he broke his bat on that one. So he's now hitting over 500. 13 for 25.
And they all count. And he'll take them.
2 gone. Shipley, the runner at first. That is the 10th San Diego hit. And the batter will be Luis Lopez, who was hit into a 5-4-3 double play, struck out, and walked. The count on Lopez.
That was one of the philosophies of the late, great Dixie Walker, who was a minor league hitting coach for the Dodgers when I was coming up. He was always talking about how hitters need to be greedy, because there's going to be a lot of offers in July and August that you need those extra hits to cover up.
1 ball, 1 strike on Lopez. Here's the 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Joey Hamilton, last night's starting pitcher, did not fare the way he had hoped, suffering his first loss of the year. Runner going on the 2-1 pitch, high and away. Lopez throw is line in time. In there safely is Craig Shipley. That's his 2nd stolen base of the year.
Terrell Wade's doing a good job against left-handed hitters. They're only 2 for 8 against him this year, but one of the areas that a left-handed pitcher needs to do a little better job at is holding runners. And right now they're 5 for 5 against Terrell Wade. Shipley went on the first move and had a huge jump.
3-1 the count now on Lopez. Runner at 2nd and 2 outs. Now it's full, 3-2 on the San Diego shortstop, who missed all of last year after undergoing elbow surgery.
Got to be happy for a guy who has to battle back from that severe an injury, and took him a year to get ready to come back and play, but he's in there tonight.
Shipley down at second, 2 outs. Here's the 3-2. That is all for Lopez. Strikeout number 3 for Terrell Wade. So he does his job. He has held him for 2 innings. We go to the bottom half of the 7th. Still 5-3 San Diego.
If you're sick or injured, you'll soon find expenses that major medical doesn't cover. But your family doesn't have to suffer from what's got you down. Aflac can help. Use Aflac benefits to fill the gaps that other insurance doesn't cover. You decide exactly how to use it best. Then concentrate on what's really important. Just get better.
What the world's going to see this summer, you can see now. Call 1-800-ATLANTA for your free visitor's guide, filled with great values and money-saving offers. It's designed especially for a sneak preview of the city the whole world is coming to. We call it your passport to fun in Atlanta. To get it, just call now. And when you come, bring your Visa card, the official card of Atlanta.
People say in the town of Flatwoods, the most exciting thing to do is sit around and watch the paint dry, especially when it's Behr Premium Plus, only from Home Depot.
It's going on so smoothly.
Nice color.
It's 100% acrylic. It's like putting a plastic shell on your house.
And since Behr has a 15-year guarantee, these people know they won't be seeing this much excitement again for quite a while. Behr Premium Plus, the premium paint with a Home Depot price.
We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning, 5-3, San Diego on top. Rafael Belliard will lead off. Jerome Walton has a bat in the on-deck circle. And then Marquise Grissom against Bob Tewksbury. Belliard tonight is 0 for 2. He hit into a 6-3 double play in the 2nd inning with a run scoring, and he also grounded out to short again in the 4th. He could use a base hit. He's just 2 for 23 this year. Ground ball. There's a base hit down the left field line. Belliard a chance for his first extra base hit of the year. And he goes into second with a leadoff double to start the bottom half of the 7th. Well, it shows you how fate can maybe turn things around. First, a look at the pitch again.
Turned on an inside pitch and slapped it by Caminetti, who was in close in case he tried to bunt. That'll help his confidence. Drawn in and slapped it by him, and in Caminetti. Maybe hurting a little bit after that dive.
Here's Jerome Walton now, pinch hitting. Makes that off-speed pitch up and in ball 1. I was about to say about Belliard, though, in the 6th inning, with Bobby Lopez at the plate and the Braves threatening. If Lopez had kept the inning going, they were going to pinch hit for Belliard. Dwight Smith was in the on-deck circle. But Lopez made the last out, so Rafi got a chance to lead off an inning and responds with a leadoff double. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Walton. Line drive, base hit, left field. Belliard will stop at third. And the Braves have runners first and third. And Jerome Walton doing an outstanding job as a pinch hitter this year. He's now 2 for 5 in that category and 6 for 13 on the year overall.
He's been very aggressive, Pete. Not so that he gets himself in some jams, but first pitch, when he's been pinch hitting, when he gets a strike, he's all over it. And he turned on an inside pitch. And again, Tewksbury doesn't throw hard enough that when he comes in on a hitter that he can blow you away in there. Yeah, he's going to break your bat once in a while, but he cannot throw the ball past you, and Walton was able to turn on a pitch and I think broke his bat.
So as we get to the bottom half of the 7th inning, it turns out to be a very quick inning for Bob Tewksbury. He is through for the night after giving up a double to Belliard, a base hit to Jerome Walton. And Willie Blair checks into the game for the Padres.
Is this your idea of better TV? How about this? Or better yet, this. If you ask me, it's not the TV, but what's on it, like DirecTV. 61 movie channels, 28 music channels, 14 news and information channels, and 12 family channels. All together only on DirecTV. So you can really channel your family's interests. Call 1-800-DIRECTV and ask about our special movie offer.
The common shark. It's powerful. It's agile. It's aggressive. And most of all, it's jealous. Presenting the new Tiger Shark. Everything else is just bait. For a free video, call 1-800-5T-SHARK.
Tewksbury on the night works 6 innings, faces 2 batters in the 7th. He's allowed 8 hits, 3 runs to this point. 2 of them earned. The runners at first and third belong to him. He walked a couple and struck out 1. And his replacement right-hander, Willie Blair, making his 9th appearance out of the Padre bullpen. You see his record for the year. He's worked 14 2/3 innings, 11 hits, 9 walks. A lot of walks issued by Blair. He has recorded 13 strikeouts, though.
And this is one of those situations, to me, Pete, that's so crucial at this stage of the ball game. A lot of times you come in for the starter and you inherit runners, and the game is really in jeopardy. Braves trail by 2, and it's imperative that you come in and get that first guy if there's guys in scoring position, as Belliard is. And this year, Blair has done a good job in that category. 6 of the 8 first batters he has faced, he's retired. He certainly would like to do that against Grissom.
Grissom tonight, a triple in the first inning. He lined out to the pitcher in the 3rd. He grounded out to short in the 5th. Braves trailing by 2. Nobody out. Runners first and third here in the bottom of the 7th. Up and in. Ball 1 to Marquise. Belliard at third, Walton at first.
No balk if he breaks contact with the rubber there and fakes to third.
Here's the 1-0. Popped him up into shallow right field. Reed going back. Shipley coming on. They're going to collide out there, and Shipley hangs onto it. Let's see if Reed's all right. The inexperience of Craig Shipley as an outfielder, very evident there.
Either that or he wasn't talking loud enough, and he ought to know about infielders going out and colliding with outfielders. I can't really see his mouth or his lips moving there, and he clotheslines Jody Reed. It's amazing he held on to the ball. But you've really got to call it out. You've really got to scream loud to get that infielder out of your way. Ken Caminiti, when he dove for that ball by Belliard, had to retreat to the dugout while Blair was warming up for a little treatment of his own. Looked like he hurt his shoulder a little bit.
Well, Reed's apparently okay. The runners had to stay put at first and third. And Ed Giovanola, the batter, he has grounded out to first and popped out twice. One ball, no strikes. You're right, Joe. As an infielder, Shipley should know better.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's been run over a couple of times by outfielders who weren't hollering loud enough.
And again, Willie Blair gets the first batter he faces, and now he faces a chance to get out of the inning completely if he can get Giovanola to hit the ground ball, and if the Padres can turn 2.
Here's the 1-0. Ground ball. Oh, great play by Wally Joyner. Throwing down to second, throws it into left field. In to score Belliard. Over to third goes Walton. It's now a 1-run game, but it would have been a tie ball game if not for the great stop by Wally Joyner. give Giovanola an RBI, his second of the year. It's now 5-4, and his throwing error that sends the ball into left field gets Walton around to third.
Terrific play. He's an outstanding defensive first baseman, the best percentage-wise in all the major leagues last year. But he just made a throwing error that puts the potential tying run at third base. The Padres had made only 6 errors all year, and they've made 3 tonight. Great catch, bad throw.
So it's a one-run game now, 5-4 San Diego. Runner at third with 2 outs for Chipper Jones. 1 ball, no strikes. Chipper 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly tonight. And 0 for his last 9, so he's due. Potential tying run just 90 feet away. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Chipper, and it's fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good off-speed pitch by Willie Blair. He's got a good sinker. Throws harder than Tewksbury, and that was an excellent changeup.
The count even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
You're talking about his walks, Pete. I think the key to Willie Blair is to be patient. He gets behind in the count, you're definitely going to get a good pitch to hit.
Here's the 1-1. And he missed outside. 2-1.
He was used back and forth between the bullpen and in the rotation last year by San Diego.
The 2-1 on the way, and the breaking ball missed inside. Count goes to 3-1 on Chipper Jones. Fred McGriff on deck. Jerome Walton, the potential tying run at third.
Now with the count the way it is and that runner at third base, Chipper can look for a zone. He can look for the ball middle of the plate in. And if it's not there, he has the luxury of taking it.
Here comes the 3-1 line drive, right center field, base hit. That'll tie the game. In to score, Jerome Walton. We're tied 5-5 as Chipper Jones drives in his second run of the night and 12th run of the year.
He got the count in his favor and got the pitch where he wanted it. And it looked like a pitch up and away from him. The target was outside, and he went out and got it. He was all over that pitch. He must have been looking middle of the plate away and got it right where he wanted it. Some clutch 2-out hitting. And the Braves have come back to tie it.
All tied at 5 with Chipper Jones at first now. 2 men out, and Fred McGriff the batter. McGriff tonight has walked, struck out, and singled.
So weird, Pete. A rare error by Belliard leads to 2 unearned runs, 1 inning. Wally Joyner only made 3 errors all last year. He makes a throwing error tonight that leads to a tying run.
High to McGriff, ball 1, and back in the second inning, the Braves got an unearned run and an error by Ken Caminiti, Gold Glove third baseman from a year ago.
That's right.
So we have seen some miscues by guys that don't normally make them tonight. Here's the 1-0. It's even now, McGriff, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Whew. That's about as strong a swing as you will see Fred take where he loses his balance a little bit. He was trying to turn on that ball.
Jones at first with 2 outs, the 1-1. Line down the right field line, foul. Rattles around in the Braves bullpen. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Mark Wohler's had it all the way, though. Mark's very comfortable, sitting in Ned Yost's chair down there and never even flinched. He had a beat on it, no trouble. Mark looks like it's kind of like when Ned's away, this is my bullpen now. I'll answer the phone.
Ned out alongside Greg McMichael, who's warming up in the Atlanta bullpen now. Here's the 1-2 on the way to McGriff, missing outside, 2-2. 5 runs, 10 hits for the Padres, 5 runs, 9 hits for the Braves. 3 Padre errors tonight, 1 by Atlanta. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 2-2, and it just low and inside. Full count now, 3-2 on Fred McGriff. This will give Chipper Jones a head start.
Now you find what Willie Blair's made of. He does not want to put the potential go-ahead run in scoring position by walking Fred. He wants to throw a strike, but does he throw him a fastball or go to the off-speed pitch that was effective earlier in this inning?
There goes Chipper, 3-2 pitch, ground ball. Joyner gets a glove on it, can't find it. Now he does. The flip to the pitcher, covering in time. A terrific recovery by Wally Joyner on a ball that he lost momentarily. And that's out number 3. But the Braves tie it up with 2 in the bottom of the 7th. We go to the 8th. It's 5-5.
Talladega's a technical track. To win there, you got to understand the draft and be able to use it to your advantage. Knowing when to make your move, where to make your move. It's just an all-day drafting chess game. High bank, flat-out running, 30-car draft. You're hooked up in a 200-mile-an-hour freight train, and you can race 500 miles and just win by inches.
Busch Beer is proud to bring you the great tracks of NASCAR, now featuring the Talladega Superspeedway.
That's Talladega. You just run flat out all day long.
For immediate release, former divisions of AT&T communications experts going freelance after 125 years. Bell Labs coming with us. Available now. Lucent Technologies. We make the things that make communications work.
Now there's a global company that can help you reach overseas markets as if they were right next door. A company that can speed packages across the Atlantic or the Pacific for less than you'd probably pay to send them across town. The U.S. Postal Service introduces Global Priority Mail. Around the country and around the world, no one delivers like the U.S. Postal Service.
Taking a look at the Delta scoreboard here in the 8th inning, Montreal clobbered Pittsburgh today behind a couple of home runs by Henry Rodriguez, also one by Moises Alou and Darren Fletcher. New York beat Colorado 4-3 in 10 innings. Todd Hundley a home run there. Galarraga had 2 for Colorado. San Francisco doubled up Chicago. Scarsoni and Bonds home runs. No score at Philadelphia. Good matchup. Fernandez and Bennis there. Florida got 4 runs in the first couple of innings. They lead Los Angeles 7-3. No score. Cincinnati at Houston. We'll give you the American League scores in just a bit.
4th pitcher of the night for Atlanta, right-hander Greg McMichael, ready to go to work. He is making his 9th appearance. With 2 scoreless innings for Terrell Wade, allowing 2 hits and striking out 3, the Braves bullpen is now on a string of 17 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings. 1 ball, no strikes on Padres catcher Brad Ausmus, leading off here in the 8th. Corner, 1-1. The bullpen earned run average for Atlanta coming into the game tonight, 1.85 for the year. And that's gone down with 1/3 of an inning scoreless by Klontz and 2 scoreless innings by Wade. Here's the 1-1. Outside, breaking ball, 2-1. Pitcher spot due up next. Archie Cianfrocco has grabbed the bat. Here's the 2-1. Foul tipped into Lopez's glove, 2-2.
Greg McMichael's motion on his changeup is so good, you have to be looking for it. You just have to decide, I'm going to stay back, wait. And you can really only do that when you're ahead in the count.
In the air to right. Let's see if Justice can get there in foul territory. Still coming. He's not going to make it. It's in the seats, out of play. 2-2.
American League scores for you. A good game at Cleveland. They beat Boston 2-1 despite A good pitching performance by Tim Wakefield. Milwaukee 12 runs on 20 hits, but no homers. Chicago beat Oakland 8-3. 4-1. New York leads Minnesota. Baltimore trails Texas after 2.5. Toronto at Seattle. Detroit at California. We'll get underway shortly. 12 runs on 20 hits.
Here's the 2-2. Full count now, 3-2. And the 3-2 offering, little tap toward third. It's going to be tough for Chipper Jones. He picks it up quickly, throws on to first in time. He had a catcher running, so he didn't hurry the play. He knew he had time. And throws out Ausmus, one down.
And he got a little bit of a late start, Pete. I think sometimes on that high bouncer, you're not sure how far it's going to come out to you at third base, and he had to wait just a second to read it. But, you know, since moving over to third base from his natural shortstop position, he has begun to make that play as good as anybody in the game right now.
Now, Archie Cianfrocco on the pinch hit for Willie Blair. He's hitting .278. This will be his first appearance as a pinch hitter this year. Takes ball one, low and away. Tied at 5, top half of the 8th inning. Doug Bockler is warming up in the San Diego bullpen. High and deep to center. Marquise Grissom going back to the warning track. He's there. He's got it. 2 down. He makes it look so easy out there.
Yeah, it sent a little pitter-pat through the heart of Greg McMichael, though, and that left the bat of Cianfrocco. Good thing he hit it to that part of the ballpark, and with that man roaming around out there.
Back now to the top of the order, Steve Finley. Had a 2-run single back in the 4th inning, his only hit in 4 trips. One ball, no strikes on Finley. Tomorrow afternoon, Steve Avery against Fernando Valenzuela.
Must be a nice feeling for these Braves pitchers to know they got somebody to hit the ball in the air to center field.
2-0 the count. Well, the official paid attendance tonight more than are in the ballpark. 31,893 tickets sold. But the weather kept some folks away. Another deep fly ball. Justice back for this one. He's got it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for McMichael. Gets the job done in the top half of the 8th. We go to the bottom half. Still tied. 5-5.
Atlanta Braves Baseball. Brought to you by Hardee's Restaurants. Featuring made-from-scratch biscuits.
I had the dream again.
Go back to sleep.
This time it was different. I was having a hearty sausage and egg biscuit. You know, big helping of eggs, sizzling sausage with savory spices. Oh, one of those incredible biscuits.
Made from scratch?
Right. But this time it only cost 99 cents.
That's not a dream. That's a deal.
There's nothing like Hardee's delicious sausage and egg biscuit. Only 99 cents for a limited time. It's all Hardee's.
Oh, mine.
When do they open?
Only 6 more hours.
I don't know, but it's been said, athlete's foot's as good as dead. Mighty Mike.
Not cooling action.
Mighty Mike. Acts on contact, this I know, cause that single tells me so. Mighty Mike. New Mighty Mike. Stops the itch and cools the burn. Penetrates to kill the germ. Athlete's foot, don't let it win. Stamp it out with Micah 10.
When asked, 9 out of 10 people say they'd rather be on vacation than at home.
Come on.
Bored.
You have to
I have to practice. Mom, she's a train professional. Do not throw the ducks.
Of course, most of the people they asked didn't own a John Deere, because in survey after survey, folks are more satisfied with John Deere than other lawn tractors.
Honey, it's green.
It sure is. Nothing runs like a deer.
We build our Braves fans young here in Atlanta.
They're especially happy when the Braves rally to tie a game late.
Look at those eyes. Bottom half of the 8th inning, it's 5-5. New pitcher, right-hander Doug Bochtler. He's making his 7th appearance. He hasn't given up a run yet this year. 7 1/3 scoreless innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts.
He's hyper out there, too. You got to like him coming in. I think he's one of those typical bullpen guys that at the end of the game likes to be in the ball game because he will stalk around the mound and he likes to get it back from the catcher and fire it right away.
Well, he's got his work cut out for him here in the 8th inning. Left-hand hitters to open it, David Justice and Ryan Klesko. And we pointed out both last weekend and this weekend that one weakness, perhaps, in this Padre team is the lack of a lefty in the bullpen. Everybody out there a right-hander. And against a good left-hand hitting team like Atlanta, that could come back to haunt him on occasion. There's a strike. It's 1-1 on Justice. 1 for 2 tonight with a walk. That's outside to count 2-1.
One thing Bochtler does from his stretch position that he throws from all the time, it almost looks like he's throwing a little bit uphill the way his upper body tilts back before he delivers to the plate.
And that missed low, the count 3-1. Well, the Braves haven't figured him out. He hasn't been up here that long, just a couple of years. But of all the current Braves, you add up all their at-bats against Doug Bochtler, they're 1 for 17. The only guy to get a hit off Bochtler from Atlanta is Fred McGriff so far. Justice 0 for 2 in his career against him. Here's the 3-1. It's going to be 0 for 3. Fly ball into shallow left. Newfield broke the wrong way, but now he's under it. And he's got it 1 down.
Looks like David got a pretty good pitch to hit, too, and just missed it.
Now Ryan Klesko. He's 3 for 3 tonight. 2 singles, a double. He's scored 1 and driven in 1. Up to 414 for the year now with 15 RBIs. He's 0 for 2 in his career against Bochtler. Willie Blair worked 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, all the rest zeros. Up and in on Klesko, ball 1.
He may have 8 homers and 14 RBIs, but he's only hitting .414. I think that's where you're supposed to put that.
Here's the 1-0. Blowing inside again, 2-0. You know, there are some pitchers you watch him pitch, like a Bob Tewksbury, for example. It's such an effortless-looking motion they have. Not true of Bochtler. He is putting every ounce of effort into every pitch he makes, and it's obvious. 2-1.
That's what you do when you get the count in your favor. And you can hit the ball a mile. You get it 2-0. You just unbutton your shirt a little bit and let it go.
Here's the 2-1 on the way. Line, left field, Newfield coming on, and it bounces over his head. Going to the wall. Klesko on his way to second. He's going to round second, head for third. Here comes Newfield's throw. It'll never get there. Standing at third, Ryan Klesko with his 4th hit of the night. We saw the same thing happen to Ryan on a ball hit by Wally Joyner back in the 3rd inning.
This has been an awfully strange game from a defensive standpoint. They run the ball away from Ryan, and again he hits the ball to left field. But this is not the type play where you make this effort, Pete. This late in the ball game, with 1 out, you want to make sure you keep the ball in front of you. The guy's already going to get a base hit. You're not going to make the catch, so keep your feet, keep the ball in front of you. Ryan got burned that way early in the game, and boy, at a very late stage and a very tough spot, the young Mark Newfield made a mental mistake there.
It'll go as a triple for Klesko. A go-ahead run now at third with 1 out. Javi Lopez, the batter, and Brad Ausmus looking into the Padre dugout to see what they want to do with Lopez here. They've got first base open. They've got Belliard and the pitcher behind Lopez. They're going to pitch to him or walk him here.
Well, if they walk him, I think Dwight Smith will be the hitter, and then they could use Graffinino to play shortstop, or Giovanola could move over there and play short. Braves only had 1 triple all year coming into the game tonight, and they've had 2 tonight with some help from Shipley and Newfield.
Lopez 0 for 3 in the night. Takes the first one high, ball 1.
You got to keep in mind, too, you think about Ryan Klesko, you don't think about speed that much. That guy can run.
He's at third. He's 4 for 4 tonight. And the count now 2-0.
And don't you love the way he is hitting the ball where it's pitched? This guy's hit 8 home runs leading the league. You'd think he'd be trying to pull everything, but he's not.
He has gotten 3 of his 4 hits tonight to left field. Oh, boy. 2-1 the count on Lopez. Boy, his eyes lit up when he saw that pitch coming.
Again, 2-0. He just let it out a little bit. Got great extension. Just a shade under it. Bobby Cox just wants a fly ball.
The infield is in all the way around for San Diego. 1 man out, runner third. Here's the 2-1 to Lopez. Just inside, 3-1. The 4-hit game by Ryan Klesko ties his career high. It's the 3rd time he's done it. Here's the 3-1 delivery, and he lost him. Up high, ball 4. Now Belliard will be called back, and Dwight Smith will come out to pinch hit. And Bruce Bochy coming out to have a word with his pitcher.
And Bruce Bochy probably went over the scouting report about Dwight Smith before he went out to talk to Bachler, just to remind him. And, you know, there's a time where I think it doesn't hurt when the game's on the line to load the bases up. Not intentionally, but if this guy's going to give you some trouble, don't give in to him. Make the Braves make another move where they've wasted another player. They still have Graffinino on the bench, and they still have Eddie Perez available on the bench to pinch hit for the pitcher who would be up next.
And they still have Mark Lemke, who's coming out to the on-deck circle.
I forgot about Lemmer because he hadn't been playing.
And we don't even know if this is a decoy or not. That's a good move by Bobby Cox, putting Lemke in the on-deck circle because he's a switch hitter. Well, here's Dwight Smith. Dwight 2 for 13 on the year, 2 for 10 as a pinch hitter. Ball 1, good block by Ausmus.
Dwight 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position, so he'd like to turn that around right here.
Still looking for his first RBI of the year.
He is a very good situational hitter, though, Pete. You know, as a pinch hitter, guys go up there sometimes hacking away, but Dwight is smart. He likes to work the count.
Here's the 1-0. It's even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
The only time he has really failed in that role came here at home against the Cardinals when they had a chance in an extra inning game to win in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Bachler with 1 out, runners first and third in a 5-5 game, bottom half of the 8th inning. If the Braves can grab the lead here, or even if they don't, looks like Mark Wohlers will come on to pitch the 9th. Bryce Flory is up now in the San Diego bullpen. Here's the 1-1. Almost hit him, 2-1.
Again, the count gets in the favor of the Braves hitter and forces the Padres pitchers to get a little closer to the middle of the plate.
Downstairs, 3-1 now on Dwight Smith.
I still don't think he'll give in. I don't think they care if they walk Dwight Smith. The runner that counts is the one at third base. Dwight's got to be very patient here, make sure he gets a pitch in his zone.
Here's the 3-1. Lopez going, and Dwight fouls it back, and he's worked the count full, 3-2. Lopez will return to first.
Bobby Cox trying to stay out of a double play in case Dwight hit the ball on the ground, and with 1 out, I'd expect Bobby to be running again. They're not holding him.
They thought so too. That fake throw to third, a quick look over to first, but Javi was not going anywhere.
Not a bad idea to double up on it. Didn't work the first time. You don't often see you try it twice in a row, and not a bad idea, but Pat Corrales and Javi were ready for him.
Lopez going again, 3-2 pitch, fought off foul.
Ooh. That was a tough pitch, too.
Still 3-2 on Dwight Smith.
One thing Dwight's doing here, the last two pitches, even though the count was in his favor, it appears he's lunging a little bit over his front foot. Having just a little bit of trouble staying back, but he's trying to put the ball in play and get that run home. Doesn't want to be caught looking.
Infield playing it about halfway at second and short. In most of the way at first and third. Again, the 3-2 with the runner going. Fly ball hit out to right field. It's not too deep. Shipley camped under it. Klesko tagging at third. There's the catch by Shipley. Here comes the throw home. And in to score, Ryan Klesko. Dwight Smith, his first RBI of the year. It's 6-5 Atlanta.
I wonder why Wally Joyner cut that ball, number one, Pete. And number two, after he cut it, why didn't he relay it? Again, the lack of an outfielder in right field hurts the Padres, but that throw looked like it was right on target. Head high, no reason really to cut it. Oh, mercy. I'm not sure why he cut it. Maybe Wally thought he heard somebody yelling, cut the ball, but even if it's off target a little bit at first base, you got to let that ball go because that is the go-ahead run in the 8th inning.
Well, if you heard somebody yelling, cut it, it was somebody wearing a white Braves uniform.
Might have been.
It might very well have been. Tony Graffinino up now to pinch hit for Greg McMichael, who's the beneficiary of the run. He now stands to be the winning pitcher if the Braves bullpen can hold in the 9th inning. And that'll be Mark Woller's job. Graffinino made his major league debut last night, went 1 for 3. Two men out, runner at first, Braves up by a run. Right through there, the count 0-2 on Tony Graffinino. He was leading the Richmond Ball Club with a .341 average. He had 7 RBIs, also tops at Richmond when he was called up. In the air to right center, Finley making the call out there. He's got it for out number 3, but the Braves have scored a tie-breaking run and a sac fly to right by Dwight Smith. Another misplay in the outfield evident, and now Mark Woller's job to hold the Padres in the ninth.
Beginning Thursday night, the 1996 NBA playoffs. 30 nights of pure desire. The NBA playoffs begin Thursday night on TNT and TBS.
You want them? TBS has them. Movies for guys who like movies. This Sunday, Chuck Norris, Our Violent Rage on TBS premiere. Movies for guys who like movies. 7 Eastern Sunday night. Only on TBS.
There are sure to be a few records set during the 1996 Olympic Games. And as the official airline, Delta has already set one. Of all U.S. airlines, only Delta flies smoke-free on every flight to every city worldwide. It's not something we did to win a gold medal. We did it so you could breathe a little easier. Delta Airlines.
What if I told you everything you know about TV is about to change? Because now, there's DirecTV, totally digital television. More movies, more sports, more of what I want than ever before. All through a tiny satellite dish about the size of a small pen. Stay. How does DirecTV work? I have no idea, but it does. Call 1-800-DirecTV and ask about our special movie offer.
As a veteran first baseman, you get to know what pitches are online and what aren't. Watch this relative to where Ryan Klesko is at the bottom of your screen. If Wally Joyner lets that ball go, they've got a real good shot at getting Ryan Klesko at the plate. And then watch Jody Reed and his reaction. He knew that ball was on target, too. And why it was cut, only Wally Joyner knows right now.
Well, that'll be a big question asked in the Padres locker room if this score holds up. We've got a couple of changes defensively as we go to the ninth inning. Ed Giovanola moves over to shortstop. And Tony Graffinino stays in the game at second, the new Atlanta pitcher. Right-hander Mark Wohlers making his ninth appearance, trying for his fifth save. ERA of 3.24. Greg McMichael, a scoreless 1-2-3 inning, stands to be the winner if Wohlers can save it for him.
You think Graffinino and Giovanola were talking about this in Richmond about 3 days ago about how they were going to be here to finish this up?
I doubt it. They got to be loving this, though. Well, Jody Reed will lead off here in the ninth. 1 for 4 tonight with a double. He's 3 out of 4 in his career against Wohlers. No strikes.
One defensive change the Braves usually make here, but that they can't tonight, is that Jerome Walton usually takes over in left field for Ryan Klesko. But remember, Jerome had a big pinch hit, scored a tying run back in the 7th. Ryan's had a big night offensively.
1 ball, no strikes on Reed. Braves leading it by 1. Here in the ninth, here's the 1-0 pitch. In the air to center. Marquise Grissom almost in his tracks for the catch, run down. And if the Braves hold on and win this game, it would be their first one-run victory of the year. They've lost 4 games this year by a single run without winning any that way. It would also be, if they can hang on, their second win in their final at-bat this year, something they did 25 times on their way to the National League pennant last year. Ken Caminiti tonight, 1 for 3. He's also walked once and a double back in the first. 1 ball, no strikes.
Mark's effectiveness this year, Pete, stemming from his breaking ball more than his fastball.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of outs on that pitch, on that breaking ball. Here's the 1-0. There's the fastball. It's fouled back, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mark last year had 90 strikeouts in 64 innings. This year, a little less than a strikeout per inning so far. 6 strikeouts in 8 2/3 innings. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball, right side, beneath the glove of Graffinino and into right field. And Caminiti keeps the Padres' hopes alive with a 1-out single here in the ninth.
Tony got over there, but he just couldn't quite reach it. Just under the glove out there on the grass. What? Did I hear E4?
Oh, they can't charge an error on that.
No way. Not really.
No.
Not when earlier in the week a guy hit one between someone's
legs. Oh, my
legs.
goodness. They do have an error posted on the scoreboard in right field. I can't believe that. Here's Wally Joyner, runner going. Throw to second base. Got him. Javi Lopez, a bullseye throw to Graffinino. Touchdown, Ken Caminiti for out number 2.
What a throw. Got a good pitch. No, he didn't. I thought it was outside, but it was low. Good dig out of the dirt by Graffinino, but the throw just shy of the bag made it easy for him to put the tag on. What a big play here in the ninth inning. Just did get him.
That's the 3rd base stealer that Javi Lopez has gunned down this year, and it couldn't have come at a bigger time. 2 outs, bases empty, 1-0 the count on Joyner. Line fair down the right field line toward that corner. Joyner rounding first, heads for second. Justice up and throwing. Joyner will slide in safely. And boy, how big does that caught stealing look now? If Caminiti had gotten the base safely, we'd be all tied up again. As Wally Joyner had just delivered his third hit of the night, his second double of the night, and his 10th double of the year.
Caminiti, remember, hurt his shoulder early in the game diving for a ball, and now he's hurting perhaps from that head-first slide into second base. One that he came up short on, but had he been safe, he would have scored the tying run.
Well, he's been banged up all year. He had the hamstring problem when the Braves were in San Diego last week.
Jammed it right into the bag.
Mark Newfield with 2 outs, a runner at second in the 9th inning. He's 1 for 4 tonight with a single. And he takes just outside ball 1.
By the way, they've changed that ruling on that ball hit by
they had to.
Caminiti because it was ridiculous.
There was no way to call that an error. I don't even know how the score could even consider that. So make it a base hit for Caminiti. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Line into center field. Grissom on the run. He's got it. And the Braves have come from behind to pick up their first one-run victory of the year. Greg McMichael gets his first win. Mark Wohlers records his 5th save. And Ryan Klesko, after a defensive mistake early, is the hitting hero tonight. 4 for 4 in a 6-5 Atlanta victory.
He certainly atoned for that mistake in the outfield with his big offensive night, and for his efforts, he's our AutoZone player of the game. Ryan's average keeps going up and up to go with the extra base hits. No homers tonight, but he did have a double and a triple and an RBI and scored the go-ahead run. Braves win it 6-5 after trailing 5-2. We'll be right back to wrap it up.
There's no place I'd rather be.
I had the dream again.
Go back to sleep.
But this time it was different. I was having a hearty sausage and egg biscuit. You know, big helping of eggs, sizzling sausage with savory spices. One of those incredible biscuits.
Made from scratch?
Right. But this time it only cost 99 cents.
That's not a dream. That's a deal.
There's nothing like Hardee's delicious sausage and egg biscuit. Only 99 cents for a limited time. It's all Hardee's.
Oh, mine.
When do they open?
Only 6 more hours.
Right now, check out Honda's Solo promo. With no down payment, you can get the Shadow American Classic Edition for just $202 a month. Or the Red Hot Magna for $157 a month. Even the Shadow BLX for just $119 a month. How low can we go? Try financing as low as 9.9% APR and no down payment on selected motorcycles and ATVs. Plus, special cash rebates on selected Shadows and all Magnas. So get to your Honda dealer now. We can't stay this low for long.
Dear Lowe's, happy 50th anniversary. When we got married, my wife and I bought a fixer-upper for $20,000. Well, after countless trips to Lowe's for shutters, lumber, paint, hardware, and so on, we moved in. Soon after, the highway department showed up with a wrecking ball and a check for $75,000. That's right.
Lowe's knows home improvement. We've known it for 50 years.
Now I always tell people, if you want to increase the value of your house, go to Lowe's.
To get the most out of this Indy car, Patrick Racing put Scott Pruitt behind the wheel. They built a team that could get it in and out of the pits in the blink of an eye. And they chose a battery they can depend on to get it started. The Duralast battery from AutoZone. The same Duralast you can depend on to start your car. So don't settle for anything less. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
Why didn't you see a doctor sooner? Dad's stomach was always bothering him. But the doctor had good news. The doctor said Mylanta.
For heartburn and acid indigestion, doctors recommend Mylanta most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
I don't know, but it's been said athlete's foot's as good as dead. Mighty Mike.
Cooling action!
Atlanta Braves Baseball, brought to you by Smooth Bush Beer and easy drinking Bush Light. Head for the mountains of Bush. And by Delta Airlines, the official airline of the 1995 World Champion Atlanta Braves and the 1996 Centennial Olympic Games. You'll love the way we fly.
Well, if you like back-and-forth action, you had your wish tonight as the Braves had an early lead, lost it, came from a 5-2 deficit to win it by scoring 4 runs over their last 3 at-bats, and a clutch sacrifice fly by Dwight Smith plated the winning run in the 8th inning. Braves a winner 6-5, and they left 6 men on base. The Padres stranded 9. The Padres had made only 6 errors all year. They made 3 tonight. McMichael the winner. He's 1-0. Bachler his first loss. Mark Wohler's now tied for the league lead in saves with 5. 31,893 here at the ballpark in a game that took 2 hours and 47 minutes. Sometimes it's hard to explain to little leaguers that big leaguers make fundamental mistakes too, but there were a bunch of them made tonight. None of them any bigger than this. But also watch, as Joyner's cutting this ball, he's got to be able to see that Javi Lopez is not going anywhere at first base. And as a veteran first baseman, being able to see things like that out of the corner of your eye, you know then there's no reason to cut the ball. Let it go through because the base runner at first is not going anywhere. He did cut it. Klesko scored easily. Braves win the game.
And have now taken their 10th victory of the season against 8 losses. They remain a half game back of Montreal in the National League East. San Diego's lead over San Francisco now down to 1 game. Final game in this series tomorrow. It'll be Steve Avery on the mound for Atlanta, Fernando Valenzuela on the mound for San Diego. We'll have it for you beginning at 1:05 Eastern Time. Coming up next, The Deep, starring Nick Nolte. Stay tuned for that. Until tomorrow, for Joe Simpson, Don Sutton, Skip Carey, our entire TBS crew, Pete Van Weren from the stadium in Atlanta. Final score, Braves 6, Padres 5. So long, everyone.
Leading sports television into the 21st century, this has been an exclusive presentation of Turner Sports.
The biggest night of movies on the biggest night of the week. TBS Awards Saturday. Coming up next, only on TBS.